Hey, everybody, episode 14. Welcome back. We are about to get started. Just a little bit of news before we get started here. Our friend and companion Dave is not going to be able to continue our game, which is really disappointing, but I understand he has a lot of personal things going on. So, right now, I'm going to remove his character completely. So, if you're looking for it, that's where it went. He's not going to return for now. He'll come back later as an NPC, or maybe join us in a future game after Lost Mine of Phandelver is complete. In the meantime, I will probably be bringing in another character, but not today. So we're going to. I have other games that I pull from, and a whole bunch of friends and things that we'll bring in, but we'll see who of my friend group is looking in to come and play. But that's okay. That life goes on, and we also are without Eric today because Eric also has life things to go. So it's going to be a small group today. That's Freaking totally life. Fine. We will continue as we go. And for the Lost Mines, normally in a campaign, I would like adjust people, but because it's Lost Mines and we're just kind of going through this beginner campaign, his character will just be not here right now, and then he'll come back when he's available. All right. Well, also part of our setup before we get going today is I want to say congratulations to Wave and to Gashar because they have reached 4th level. Yay!
Yes. Well done, then.
As was foretold.
Good. Good job not dying.
Let's take a quick look at what Waif and Gashar have decided to do for themselves. Waif, since I started with you twice already, let's just keep going with you. Waif, what did you decide to do with yourself at 4th level? What did you do? Did you take
there's not much for 4th level other than the feat and or ability bump.
Yeah. Yep.
I chose to do a feat.
Yeah, what did you take?
Flames of Felagoths, whatever that is. Flames of something.
Flames of something.
You learn to call on hellfire to serve your commands. You gain the following benefits: increase of your intelligence or charisma by 1.
So you chose intelligence,
yep.
Right?
So my charisma went up to 18 now. So
ooh, yes, yeah.
Smoking hot.
Well, you are beautiful.
Red's Christina Aguilera.
Red is the new black.
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty skin.
And then let's see. When I roll fire damage for a spell I cast, I re-roll any one. I have to take it if it's a 1, but I can re-roll once.
Right, that's cool.
That's nice. A little extra damage. And whenever I cast spells that deal fire damage, I can cause flames to wreathe around me until the end of my next turn. The flames do not harm me or my possessions, but they do shed a bright light out to 30 feet. Ooh. And dim light out 30 feet past that.
Wow.
Thank you in advance.
I know, right?
That's cool.
That's sweet as hell.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like all the cool
just the visual.
You're a devil like base kind of creature, but I just think of like legend.
Wait, if I do need to light a torch though, and you attack somebody with this and start yourself on fire, could I just be like it doesn't hurt your possessions, but
when the flames are present, any creature within 5 feet of me that hits you with a melee attack takes 1d4 points of fire.
Perfect. I would just tap you and boop you
That's
with
the last part of that.
Boop you with the
yeah.
Boop. That's pretty cool. I love that.
We throw flame wreathed waif into battle.
So because of
catapult waif, like get her.
Yeah.
I got the hit point bump up.
Yeah.
And then I swapped out a couple spells. I got another one, and then I swapped a couple of things out.
What spells are you no longer?
I swapped out a invocation.
Sure.
I got rid of the push part of Eldritch.
Sure.
And I took Devil Sight.
Nice.
Okay.
So now I can see normally. This means color and everything else.
Yeah.
I can see normally in darkness and magical darkness out to 120 feet.
Which you've been in twice now
it's
because of Gashar.
So killer.
That is.
Yeah, I've been watching YouTube and so many freaking things are like, this is overpowered. We'll see.
That is
Then
That's
so
the
I
nice
took
thing. But I will say the nice thing about being Lost Mines of Phandelver and we're in this fun short-term game is that you can be as cool as you want because we're trying things out.
yeah, but it's pretty cool. So I dropped the pushes, but took that.
So it's like remember in 3.5 when everyone had to take haste.
Right. Yeah. And then I dropped,
or actually say 3.0, 3.5 fixed the haste.
where are my spells? There they are. I dropped a witch blight, witch blast, some witch bolt.
Yeah.
I dropped that because I think I used it once and missed, and I'm just not using it.
Okay.
So instead, I picked another second level instead, which is darkness. And then I got a second level or another spell that I could choose.
Sure.
I chose Scorching Ray because of the whole fire.
Sure. No, that makes
fire
sense.
thing. And then I have the darkness. I also have Shadow Blade, which I had previously.
Right.
I love that spell. So good.
Cool. All right. Cool. Well, Waif is ready to go. He happy fourth level to her. Gashar, looking at you, what did you decide to go with for fourth level?
Also, it is the same deal with either ability score improvement or feat, and it took feat for Gashar. It took mobile. Mobile is making you extremely speedy and agile. So while he was running ahead of y'all to get to that house last time, if you recall, in this town of Coneyberry, he had a speed of 40. Now he's got a speed of 50.
Ooh.
So he's just going to do that even more. Sorry in advance. Other things he gets as abilities with there. So if he does a dash action, difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement, so you can sort of dash up and kind of bounce off of these craggy rocks and stuff. Parkour.
Just became Jackie Chan.
And a little bit. And
well, and if you swing from building to building, that's called Peter parkour.
Oh,
that was good.
Yeah.
Okay. The third part of that is that if he does a melee attack against a creature, you don't provide opportunity attacks or don't provoke opportunity attacks from that creature until for the rest of the turn.
So if you hit a creature and
whether
say
or not
move,
I hit him,
right?
Whether or not I hit him, just if I attack him.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Any melee attack, it says. So I'm picturing like get out of tight spot stuff. I think I even asked last. I kind of joked last.
You got pinned.
Yeah, if you get diagonally flanked, you kind of can't move any spot without provoking attack.
At least from one.
But now you can. Yeah.
And he could. So he could.
Cool.
He could get out of that. Other than that, I got minimum additional hit points this time around, but there's more, which is good. And his key points went up by 1 as well.
Nice. Well,
and he can slow his fall. That's the other part. By up to I think 20 points of damage if he could negate that if he's falling down.
Oh yeah. Like
which also happened to him once.
The slow fall for sure. Well, cool. Well, congratulations everybody. So for the two characters that are going to be fourth level, let's have fun with the game. Move on. All right, great. So with that, let's find out what happened last week. So if you remember, after taking on the Red Brands, you were told that the Druid Rydoth probably knows where to find the Craigmall Castle, if you remember that. The castle where you believed you would find Gundren or where any of that kind of stuff was probably there. That's the one lead you had. Unfortunately, Rydoth has been away for some time. You didn't know where he was going to be, but Quellen, if you remember, you met with her. I know that Gashar does. She's an adventurer and a friend.
She can send messages apparently.
Yeah, she said she was going to send him a message to determine where it was, but it was going to take her probably a couple of days to get that back.
I'm guessing it's via bird.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, you have to check with her. But while you're waiting for Rydarth's response, she decided to help Sister Gariel find this lost journal that she's looking for. So she said she gave you some information on who she was looking for. She said that the spirit Agatha, which is a well-known spirit, might know where the journal is because it's legend that Agatha existed in Coneyberry at the same time that the journal was lost. So it may be a shot in the dark, but know that you can ask her one question, whether that's one question each or just one question you're not sure. But Agatha is known to exist just north of Coneyberry in a small grove or a small area. So the party set out for Coneyberry, which was cool. The first
No, it
night you saw some movements on the distant road, but you didn't see much more. That was pretty much it. That was Hemo, and if Hemo was here, he would probably agree that he didn't see much. But the next day, you discovered this wagon that was overturned, and several orc bodies were strewn all around it. If you remember that, so the bodies were killed by a sudden cold. You figure that part out. And one of the dragon, one of the characters had you thought was maybe a dragon killed him. Because that the creature had a purse that was taken. But
there was a footprint.
Yeah, there was a footprint that said it might be some kind of a dragon thing. So that's what you're thinking it might be some kind of dragon, but you're not sure. That's somewhat speculation, but probably good information. The party then went to Connieberry. Though Agatha is north of town, the party decided to enter the town anyway. So you ran into a bunch of hobgoblins and like this goblin, if you recall, they tried to hit you up for a toll, but instead Hemo tried to hit them up.
Just upside the head.
Unfortunately, Hemo went very slowly and the goblin ran away. He ran into another building. You encountered a bunch of hobgoblins in that building. Those hobgoblins came out of the building and faced off against you, both outside and within the building. You ended up defeating all of them eventually. But the goblin, it got away, if you remember that. So that goblin then led you to the east to another house and pulled you into the house. And three of you, Finis, Gashar, and Flander, entered that house. You had this strange feeling. Each of you had a different type of feeling. It wasn't exactly the same, whether it was loneliness or whether it was some type of something that wasn't set right about the place. You weren't sure, but it suddenly sealed you in, slamming the doors closed, and two weird shadowy creatures rose up. They attacked you, mostly attacking Flander, and Flander nearly died. He came in. It was very. I thought for sure he was one roll away.
Strength every round.
Except the strength. So with that, you left.
Not my best stat.
No, and with that, you broke free of the creature's home by killing that last creature and defeating it, and you were able. The rest of the group was able to join you. You decided then to flee Connieberry. As it was getting closer it was getting closer to dark. And
we came.
And you went back to where you came, and that's
a little bit, like an hour, I think.
Yeah, and that's where you camped. So from here, we're gonna start right there. All right. So now that you are out in Connieberry, you are hanging out there. What is your plan?
Is it nighttime, or do we make it through the night without any incident?
You make it through the night without incident. So it is the next morning.
So is Flander fully restored?
Flander has been fully restored. Everything has been returned to him. He's able, his rest and his contact with the ground and life itself has been restored. He wakes up and he feels like a new or renewed half elf. So everybody will get back pretty much. There's nothing that is going to linger as far as I know.
Wait, he was a half elf before all this damage too, right?
Let me. I should look that up because that would be a strange. That would be a strange change, right?
Wake up a different race.
Now he just kind of looks like a half elf that's been dragged backwards through a keyhole.
But you do feel like a whole new man.
He loses 5% of his elfhood every time he hits one of these shadows. They sap your elfness.
Wait, 5% of the remaining amount, or
it gets complicated. There are charts involved. There are charts involved. I'm just going to let you know. It's the Pathfinder rules.
Sorry about all that cumulative compounding math there.
Right. All right. So given that you're now about an hour outside of Connieberry, what do you want to do? You originally your objective was to find Agatha, but you do have the town that you can certainly go back and explore.
I think we should go to forget the town. It's too dangerous. We almost lost one. I think we should just go to the grove.
I agree.
Agreed.
All right. So you're going to head back toward now. Are you going to head back into Connieberry to try to find that trail, or instead, are you going to journey into the forest there and try to find the trail that way?
Well, I think we should go back and find
Could we change maps?
Yeah, you got this is right now. You're seeing you are on the trail outside of Connieberry right now. So you are all right there. Yeah, you're about an hour out of Connieberry. So so you can certainly journey back into Connieberry, or you can decide
Well, I saw the
the trail. Yeah, you
leading
saw a
north,
trail
just
to it.
through, just like on the sliver of the town. I think that is safe. We didn't run into any undead until we actually went into a house.
Okay.
So I think
Yeah,
I think
let's do
we skirt the town and find its grove.
All right. What is going to be the general marching order with the four of you that are here today? So who's going to be first? I take it Finnis, since he said he was taking point before.
He has good
Yeah.
perception.
All right, and then
Good
who's going behind
perception, good
Finnis?
armor.
Gar, right behind him.
All
Well,
right,
you should take up the rear.
you want
Keep the squishy
Take
ones in the
it
middle.
up the rear. Just take the rear position.
Suppose fighter.
You can move really
people,
fast
monk.
if needed.
Actually, yes. Good point. All right, so Gashar will actually take Waif's advice, and he'll sort of step to the side and let everybody pass.
all right.
And then
So you're going to take the
obviously
fourth
Flanders
position.
and
All
I
right.
in the middle.
So wait for you second or third.
I will do third.
All right.
I have good range on my.
Sounds good. All right. You head back toward Connieberry, trying to enter into the northern edge of Connieberry without going too far into it. Finnis, give me a stealth roll, please.
Stealth.
Yeah.
What is this stealth thing you speak about? Yep.
What'd you get?
2.
All right. You wander through the outer edge of Connieberry, following the trail down in to Connieberry. When you do, you can see the town that you haven't entered before, but you can see the shop or the area that the goblin was in before.
Is he back again?
No, he's not back.
That would be.
Yeah, I know. That'd be something right there.
Well, you know, if you wait 24 hours, they just
they
respawn.
respawn.
Yeah, they have
That's
the
less
respawn
spooky.
point, right?
When you say it that way.
That's funny. However, you don't see anybody immediately, but you hear some people or some creatures in town. They are clearly something throwing stuff around the town. You can hear them kind of throwing maybe some furniture around or something like that. Are you going to investigate that, or are you going to leave it and head to the northern trail instead?
I do tempt us.
Well, I'm asking you. You can go and investigate what that is, or you can decide to forget it and head up the northern trail.
We have clang, clang, clang goes the trolley going by here. I do not know that we can get by the town unannounced, undetected. So perhaps we figured out what we might be leaving behind us to sneak up on us and bite us in the ass.
That did happen before. Who is sneaky?
It happened.
I'm
clearly not sneaky.
Would you go scout?
Yes, I will go scout.
You're going to go scout.
We'll
All right.
hide and we'll
I
stop
will.
moving, which will help with his stealth.
Duck in through the tree lines and whatnot.
Okay. So what you have here is you can, there's some buildings around here, or you can take the trail south. It's up to you.
Can you pull up that map?
No, I have things on the map. So I'm going to ask you where you want to do. And then when things happen,
From what I remember, there's
a building, and there's a building in front of you. And what you see there is two kind of cliff edges that you're coming down in between as you come into the town. In front of you is a building. To your left is a trail that leads to what you think is a graveyard, and that trail leads then north.
I remember there was like green and shrubbery along that northern
Yep.
that northern edge.
So basically, my
went
question is: do you want to go through the southern side of town, the northern edge of town, or the center?
Northern edge of town.
Okay, so you begin walking through the northern edge of town. Now, this is the area you've been in before. If you recall, that was the area you took around where that building was. So you sneak up along the northern edge of town and soon come up to the cliff face. What's the rest of you guys doing? Are you guys going to wait back for him, or are you going to follow him?
We'll wait back a bit
For her.
for
I
forward.
apologize. I apologize. That was
I rolled an 18 for stealth. Just
perfect.
Mhm.
You're gonna wait back. All right. Wait. You walk up the edge of the northern trail. It's a cobblestone path, and you can see ahead of you, in the near distance, you can see that the gravestone's coming up. The ground slowly rises up, and when it rises up, you can see in the distance to the southeast, you can see a tree line, and through that tree line is a well. Just past that well, you could see two hobgoblins walking toward one of the southern buildings. You can see two hobgoblins walking through the southern building. What do you want to do about it? And let's see if they happen to spot you. Okay. What are you going to do?
I will make my way back to the party.
All right. You sneak back to the party without incident. What happens? You guys are scared out of your mind as a demon child emerges from the shadows.
Yeah, what was it? Was it the same goblin at that house again?
It was hobgoblins. I don't know if they are the same, but I saw no goblin. It's up to you. We can maybe sneak past, maybe we can't.
How many did you see?
I saw two, but who knows?
Dennis picks up his warhammer and just kind of. I think 2 isn't too bad.
I'm pretty sure there's more. Well, we can plan for more. What do you want to do? We can try to cut through the forest maybe and come out from further north, or do you want to eliminate a possible threat behind us?
We
You know my
can
vote.
try and sneak past, and if failing that, I think we'll be well equipped to deal with a couple of hobgoblins.
Waif looks at Finis dubiously. Okay.
All right. So the plan is that
If we get their attention, too bad for them.
This is true.
you're going to try to sneak through the northern cobblestone path that leads up the top or top edge of Connieberry, an attempt to avoid being seen by the hobgoblins, correct? All right. I want everyone, all 4 of you, to roll me stealth.
6.
All right. Flander, what'd you get?
25.
No, good. Gashar?
18.
All right.
12.
12. All right.
Oof.
The group of you sneaks past the northern trail. You head out, kind of in your marching order, I'm assuming, past the building that's there, the first building. You climb up a slow rise that leads up toward the graveyard.
I'm gonna keep looking behind me to see if anybody's following us.
Perfect. As you move up the graveyard toward the graveyard, you can see the stones ahead of you begin coming into view. They look old as this town, or some of the pieces in this town. Some of them look weathered. It looks like the rain itself has caused damage, which doesn't happen in a summer. So they've been here a long time. Now, to the south, where the well is, you can see clearly hobgoblin movement. You see 2, but then you, not too long later, see 2 more. 2 different ones. You see, that there's at least 4 hobgoblins wandering around this town. One of them yells out. Now, it's far enough away, and you don't know their language, so you don't really hear what they're saying or how they're saying it. But the first one seems very upset. They're yelling about something, and the other one answers back in an almost apologetic roar back, but they are yelling across from the north to south of this town. You move to the graveyard, and you can see a small path leading north from the graveyard. It's not as big as like these cobblestones paths before, something where like wagons would go to. It looks like a foot trail, like something that you might take to a picnic spot, or to maybe a little river area that you might get crayfish or whatever.
Park path versus
right. This
roadway.
is something that a few townsfolk probably use on a regular basis at one point. But this path that you see here isn't clear and open like you'd expect. It's very overgrown. you can only, what you mostly see is that the ground itself slopes down, dips down, and that's the only indicator that there's a path. The path sinks down into the earth a little bit. And you're able to turn north, and the hobgoblins never see you. So that's good. And you begin traveling north up the trail. Anything you're going to do differently now that you're heading north through these woods?
Same marching order sounds good.
All right.
I think we should be alert for possible. There are hostiles in the area.
Definitely. I mean, definitely keep our eyes peeled. It's kind of the whole point. We're trying to find a clearing, but we know there are hobgoblins in the area.
Wave is looking at her book.
That's right.
She has
Shar is not
terrible.
staring at a book. He's
she has-
checking all around him.
She has terrible perception. So she's like a typical young girl, young woman, except she doesn't have an iPhone. She has book of evil darkness.
You travel up the trail about half a mile or so, and when you do, you feel this strange rustling in the woods around your trail, and then just like that, it rustles, and it's gone. What are you going to do? You're traveling up the trail right now. It's the rustling happens to your right and just ahead of you by about, let's say, let me count here, about 50 feet ahead of you.
Do we all hear this?
The rest of you hear this. Yes, it's pretty obvious.
All
It's
right.
rustle, and then it stops suddenly.
Is it Russell Brand? Is it Russell Crowe? Is it?
Finis will raise his shield, kind of like walk towards it slowly.
Okay. I'm going to bring a map up and I'll show you what you see. All right. So what you see here is a forest path. And if you see all you guys just randomly threw your dudes on here, that's totally fine. Dudettes. I didn't mean to. Sorry about that. This is the path that you see. And you can see to the north that there is a tributary in the trail that sort of heads to the northeast. You appear here. You heard that wrestling up there, but what it is, and you have no idea. What would you like to do?
Wait, where's the wrestling?
To the northeast. You'll see a break in the path ahead of you.
And it came from that direction.
Yeah, he'll raise his shield and kind of defensively like walk up.
All right, you can tell me where you're planning on walking up to. Okay, perfect.
I'll walk up to here. Doing, I guess, in-game terms, I'm doing a dodge action.
Dodge it is. All right, you approach that area and you can see that the road continues on. Are you gonna go up to all the way up to the actual trail and take a look up there, or what is your plan?
Yeah, I'll go all the way to this point.
Okay. When you do that, you see a small clearing, but this clearing has one odd element within it. I'll explain. All right. What you see, and I'll move the map down just slightly. And Yashar, and what are the two of you doing down? Are you going to remain down below there, or are you going to come up?
Gashar runs forward and then these are some pretty big trees, yeah?
Yeah, anything in there is going to be extremely difficult movement when you're in the trees. Now you can see it may be difficult to see here, but there's actually a tree line and then there's actually like shrubbery lines. The shrubberies you can move okay through. The trees themselves, which are darker green, they don't show up that great on the map now that I see them. But I'll help you if you have questions on what's difficult terrain.
Basically, he wants to run and jump into a tree that might be right around in this corner here.
All right. So right there, you are looking at primarily shrubs, and the trees are farther up the trail a little bit. Yeah,
okay, so there isn't anything right there.
Yeah, you're kind of in there are undergrowth there. It's difficult to walk around, but it's not like trees you can be in.
Well, he'll run up to this corner so you can get a look into the woods to his right there.
Perfect. And I'll reveal a little bit more of that area, kind of see you can see what's going on.
Thank you. And he'll stop at that point, and he'll also do a dodge action.
All right. Let's all do.
thinking to himself that we have been ambushed before on trails.
Absolutely.
Although this time I might be ready for an arrow.
We are once bitten, twice shy.
Perfect. All right. Finis, what you see ahead of you at first, you think that this is some old, decrepit, dead tree. Kind of a mangled looking old dead tree. And as you approach it, it looks strange. You're like, wait a minute. The bark isn't what you would consider bark. It looks almost very smooth, excessively smooth. And it's malformed. So that's what you see. You see it's all these mangled what you think was a tree, and you're not seeing one root in the ground. You're seeing sort of like a couple things bursting out.
I'll wait patiently and try to observe to see if anything's moving.
All right,
more than a tree would move.
Perfect. I want you to give me a perception roll.
14.
Okay, but your passive is 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. All right, you stay there and you look around. You don't see anything, but again, this tree is weird. It's smooth and it has it actually might have a little bit of something on it, like some kind of something flaking on it or laying on it. But you're too far away to see. Did you see little scrapes of maybe cloth of some sort? You're not really sure. It looks funny to you. Why don't you give me a nature roll?
Ooh, not great. 3.
Yeah, like I said, that at your first glance, when you first looked at it, it says it looks like maybe cloth or something like that. Little splotches of it, dark brown cloth seems to be around it. You're not sure. What's somebody else going to do?
Waif ducks into those bushes and hides with a 21.
All right. Waif is ducking into the bushes and hiding. All right. Flander, we haven't talked to you yet. What is Flander going to do?
Okay, Flander is going to move up to right about here where he can see in, and he's going to try and hide in those bushes.
All right. What is your hide?
My hide is 26.
Damn.
Jeez.
Some hidden boys.
Was your roll a 20?
26.
Oh,
Wow.
he has a 20. He has a +7.
Ooh, that is nice. That's nice. All right.
All
right.
Well,
so,
Finis, according to Finis, his entire party vanished on him.
You look behind you, Finis. Everybody's gone.
Oh, Gishar did not hide.
He's just standing in the bushes.
He's standing in the bushes,
Oh,
kind
he's
of
just-
looking around in the shrubs.
like that Homer Simpson thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Just backing it. Just see this much of, you just literally see this much of Gishar. He's standing there and he's just like, no. You're in the heavy brush right now. He's standing in the heavy brush. You can clearly see him. The other two, where they went, well, you can make
It's pretty normal for Waif to vanish. That's fine, but
yeah. And of course, Hemo technically is here, but he's just like an NPC. And in other games, I would include him and actually have him do actions and stuff. But for now, because we're just doing a simpler game, let's just have him be gone.
So Finis will look back at Gishar, shrug, and then kind of walk up to it to try to take a closer look at the bark.
All right, I'm going to give you another look at it, but this time you're going to get a nature roll with advantage.
Okay, turning advantage on. Nature 15.
All right. You walk up to it and you look at it. And when you lean in, you notice that this is actually some kind of a felt or something. Something and you think that this is not a tree at all, but is weirdly reminiscent of perhaps some like the same stuff, the material your nails are made out of. Or possibly the hooves of animals or their horns. You're not exactly sure as you didn't roll a super great, but it's something along the lines of that material. This is not a tree. This is something else.
It is art.
This is very strange. Yeah, he'll say,
Gashar thinks it's art. Yeah.
yeah, it might be some sort of arts and crafts project, I guess, but this is very strange material. Finis will take out a dagger that he's got and start scraping at it.
All right. You take out a dagger and you just want to scrape off some of the.
Yeah, let's scrape some off.
All right, you're able to pull it off, and it's like this kind of felt, wispy material. As you do, part of it peels off, and part of it just flakes off into the air, kind of just drifts off.
Oh,
It's very light, and you can notice at your feet as you pull it off. You can see at your feet there's little wisps of this stuff around too, just kind of laying on the ground, not connected
Like
to the
cottonwood?
actual, like cottonwood, but it's like attached to the top edge of. It was originally attached or clinging to this, what we'll call a tree, but clearly isn't a tree. All right, finish. You kind of scrape at it. You pull out the stuff, and you have a little bit of this
What is
fuzz in your
under
hand.
what is under the felt or whatever you called it? Okay. Yeah, you would have probably called it that.
yeah. Does it look like it like has a layer underneath, or does it look like it's the same all the way through?
Looks like this thing is solid, whatever it is. Like I said, it's made out of, but it's solid, but it's not wood. You know, it's not
Sure.
metal. It has the kind of, and best thing I can describe it to you is it's very firm, but it feels like I said, like
Solid wool.
like the what you'd have made your animal
horn.
hoofs out of, or horns, or
Baby
things like that.
carriage.
There's a
Okay.
definite difference between the hoof and the horn, what they're made out of, but you may not necessarily know, your character might not necessarily know which one of it is. Now, in the shape, you can probably maybe guess it's more like horn because that's the horn shape with this weird tree thing.
Hmm.
What do you think you want to do? You're looking at this thing.
He'll turn back to Yashar. It
All right.
certainly isn't normal.
Roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Right while Gashar is saying, "Don't worry about that thing. There might be real problems in the woods." Oh,
Heyo.
somebody over there rolled a green.
All right.
Green result.
All right, let's do initiative. Wait, what'd you get?
5.
Gashar, what'd you get?
10.
Flander, what'd you get?
12.
Well, finish, what'd you get?
20.
Woo! All right, let's see what my initiative is going to be. I think you actually beat my character. All right. It's going to go at +2. I rolled a 17. I rolled a 19. You actually defeated it. How about that? All right. Let me explain to you what happens. As you turn your back to this thing, Gashar, you're standing and talking to him, and from the dark shadows of this tree, a translucent black amorphous mass just goes, kind of forms up behind him, arching up to kind of silhouette his body. And just as he does that, you yell out, "Finis!" Finis turns and snaps his head back as quick as possible, seeing this creature, this thing sitting in front of you, right in front of the tree. It appears here. Boom. Its ghostly, shimmering image standing there, arms moving out, looking like it might be striking you. But you snap your head back quickly. You're prepared. What are you going to do?
I'm going to take the disengage action and the retreat
Perfect.
a few
Go for it.
steps.
All right. Where are you going to move to?
Probably just to there. Just
Perfect.
a little further away. So I'm not in immediate attack range.
And all right, you disengage
Hopefully.
and you move. Perfect. Are you just going to disengage to there, or are you going to?
I'm gonna just do that for now. Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, that means it is their turn. All right, you run back and you're like, "Whoa, I'm not dealing with this stuff." But this creature appears to not really care that you move back. It's going to float forward.
Jeez.
It flies forward. All right, under the canopy, you can see that as it runs underneath the canopy of light, wherever the light hits, it sort of almost vanishes, almost disappears. You can see this thing kind of breaking up as if it was like noise interfering with the actual shadows that are coming through. So as the light breaks through the canopy of the trees above it, you can see the thing is kind of like in and out, kind of showing and not showing. It's going to attack you, but you think this thing seems oddly weakened.
Huh.
All right. So it comes up to move at you, and you think it sort of attacks you, but it sort of randomly attacks in a different location. You're not sure what happened, but you think this thing is oddly weakened. All right, that brings us to Flander. Flander, what are you going to do?
I'm going to step up beside Finis and I'm going to ask, are you Agatha?
All right, you say that, and what you hear from the creature is, "You shall never leave."
We ran into your
Oh
cousin.
shit. I've heard this song before.
Oh no.
And he turns around and runs the other way.
Gashar, what are you going to do?
He's gonna run up kind of through the light brush here, and yeah. Well, what if we want to leave? And he'll actually step all the way to here, but he asks the question. So, what if we want to leave? But he has his quarterstaff out, and he will ready an attack action if this creature does actually try to continue to attack any of us.
Okay, fair enough. All right, that brings us to Waif. Waif, what are you going to do?
I hear all this.
I would assume yes.
Oh,
I mean, they
30
although it was
feet
probably
away.
light to hear them it's speaking, so maybe the speaking would be difficult, but everything else you've seen and hear them talking.
Right. I hear Gashar.
Right.
Okay. I hear everybody. And hear Agatha, right? That's the main thing that I want to hear. You move to there and ready an Eldritch Blast if it attacks.
All right. All right. You ready an Eldritch Blast to attack. All right. It is now Finis's turn. Finis, what are you going to do?
Well, it's this. It gave us the same line as that other shadow creature. He's just gonna swing at it at this point.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to this page. Then we're gonna go to one-handed Warhammer swing 16.
16 hits it.
7 points bludgeoning, non-magical.
All right. You hit it for 7 points of bludgeoning, non-magical. All right.
Does this look very similar to the other one that attacked us in the house?
Well, they all have nondescript amorphous masses.
So
They, it's similar in the fact that they it's like looking at any other group of glob of
amorphous.
Any other
masses.
shadow.
yeah.
I hear you.
All right, Finish. You did that. That creature is going to attack somebody. So I'm going to let Waif and Gashar each make an attack on it if they choose to.
Yes.
Wait, Gashar, you can go first.
All right. Does 14 hit?
No, it does not.
All right. So he misses with his regular quarterstaff attack. We'll try to strike it as well.
All right.
Which would also miss.
Okay. And you miss it too. You fire it off. All right. It's going to go. It gets three targets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course.
No.
It moves to here.
He knows exactly what's happening.
And this creature just decides, reaches out.
It's like it knew you were recently touched by its cousin.
However, in the breaking of this daylight that breaks through the tree line and everything, you see this thing is moving strangely. The other one they move slick and fast and everything. This one seems to have this kind of weird thing where it's kind of jittery and difficult and it doesn't seem to be doing much. So Flander, though it tries to attack you, it doesn't seem very threatening at first. It just kind of moves at you. All right, that brings us to Flander. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to use my action to disengage.
All right.
Run over here.
Run away.
And for my bonus action, I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay. All All right, go ahead and cast Vicious Mockery. Is the saving throw by me?
Yep. Yeah, you need a 13.
I fail my savings throw.
Oh,
What kind of damage
okay.
do you do? Psychic?
You take 2 points of psychic damage.
What sorts of name calling did you throw out?
All right, he
You
feels
ethereal nastiness. All you are is horror.
it goes and takes your 2 points of damage. All right.
Looks like it took the full amount though.
You think so, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, I guess I did see it.
Yeah, you can see it kind of it quivers and shakes. But again, in
Yeah, flip them
the
off,
in the
which-
fact that it's underneath canopy, but out where like sparks of daylight is coming through, it seems like it's adversely affected by this current environment.
It's probably weakened in the light.
That brings us. That is Flander. That brings us to Gishar.
Swings his quarterstaff and attempts to strike it once again. The quarterstaff, even worse this time, swings wildly, misses that, but corrects himself and does it connect with his foot on a follow through kick at a 23,
Boot to the head.
but only 3 points of damage.
Well, that's all they get. It's going to be unfortunately 1 point because it takes only half
Yeah,
damage.
half.
have an answer for that.
Why not, Siri? Why not?
No, the answer is that it does half
It's
damage.
just 1 point of damage. Calm down.
Yeah. This is why you never date Siri. She just comes. She follows you everywhere. She tracks
She
you.
always tells you
She's like
doesn't
that
know.
She's like that crazy ex-girlfriend constantly following where you're at. What are you searching for? Checking your internet history. Okay. Not that I have any experience with that. Okay.
We might need to have a conversation about your.
my-
Are you safe, Alan?
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm safe. Thank
Okay,
you,
good.
though. I appreciate the
Got your
concern.
back, buddy.
All right, that was Gashar. Waif, what are you gonna do?
Eldritch Blast.
All right, I'll just blast it.
20
That will hit.
for and now my damage went up.
Not +3 anymore.
Well, my charisma went up, so six points of damage.
6 points of damage. Nice.
And bear in mind too that with the vicious mockery, the monster will make its next attack at disadvantage.
Nice.
Perfect. It's already doing that, but I appreciate you
Mhm.
telling me that it's that
Is that
anyway.
double disadvantage?
Yeah. Mhm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Oh,
You can't move.
All right.
just rolls 3 times and takes the.
So that was Waif. That brings us to Finis. What are you gonna do?
And this will take another swing. Helmvor, guide my hammer. 10.
All right, your armor class 10. That will miss.
They've been swinging really
All right.
average today.
This creature is going to attack. Flounder moved away, and Finis is standing in front of it. So it's going to say, "Well, Flounder was yummy, but Finis, being a divine entity with all that strength,
And an awesome method.
Finis tastes like chicken, or at least your strength does." Oh, I rolled a 19 and 20. His 19 with a +2 is going to armor class 21.
Yes.
You are going to be hit. Wow, I'm kind of surprised that thing hit you with this
It's going
advantage.
to get stronger.
All right, he's going to hit you for necrotic damage. It's going to hit you for 7 points of necrotic damage. I need you to roll me a d4.
I have celestial resistance, so I take half of that.
Yes.
So, that's what. Are we running up or down? 4 points?
4 points. You roll a d4.
Okay. Roll a d4.
Oh, for rounding though? Round down.
So you take 1 point of how many? You took 3 points of strength, or one? Oh, you roll 1 point of strength. This is
1
going to be
point
one.
of strength.
One. The minimum is 1.
And 3 points of damage, right? Because of 7.
You don't get half of damage from. You don't get half necrotic damage, do you?
I do.
That was a
Oh,
celestial thing.
nice.
I take half necrotic and radiant.
But
all
it'd
right.
be 3 points, I think, right?
Yes, yeah. So have that. So, but you take full strength damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. Thank you for clarifying. So you only take 1 point of strength damage. Is that what you rolled?
Yep.
Perfect. 1 point of strength damage. Okay. That was the creature. Let's bring it to Flander. What are you gonna do?
Okay. I am going to give Finis bardic inspiration.
Finis, you are inspired by the bards, by the voice of the ages, summoning your greatness to rise to the occasion and destroy this shadowy being.
Kill it with fire.
Gashar, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
I know that my magical quarterstaff has done a good job in the past. I just have to connect with it.
Yes, yes. You got it.
So he
Which
tries
quarter
really
of it
hard.
are you going to hit with?
Not that one.
None of them, Bob. None of them.
Okay.
Yeah, he rolled 10.
Okay.
He'll still
Ooh.
try to swing through with his monk unarmed
with
strike.
the kick.
Says, well, why not?
Of course.
22 for 3 points minus or divided by 2 is 1 point.
Was that a
damage.
natural 20 or is that just with 22 with?
No, it was almost a natural.
And how much damage do you do with it?
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Divided by 2
would be
is
1.
1 point of damage. He's mildly dissipating this. Maybe a light wave goes through it.
Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, I think you're making headway
A
as it
couple
is.
more hours of this and he'll kill it.
Okay, that was Gashara. That brings us to Waif.
13.
Armor class 13. Armor class 13 does miss. Yeah, I had to check. All right, that brings us to Finis. Finis, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna shake that one off, and I'm gonna try for another swing.
All right, swing it up.
19.
That's a hit. How much
for
damage
3
do you
points bludgeoning.
do? 3 points bludgeoning. What? And you're
Mhm.
using a non-magical weapon, right?
Correct.
All right.
We are killing it with a pin.
Death of 1,000 1 point hits.
All right. It's their turn. All right.
Hit points.
Flander, it's after you now. It's got you in its sights. Finis, sorry. Finis got you in your sights. Your sweet nectar of your strength is calling to it. It wants to exist in this world, and you have the resources to bring it. So it thinks.
You guys never knew, but so you have Finis, Flander, and Waif. Everybody's got a sound in their name, but you never knew Gishar's middle name is Frank.
Gafar.
Gishar. Frank.
Okay. I'm going for Gafar now.
Ah,
All right. So, but unfortunately, with the light of day caught weakening it, so it's unable to make contact with you, Finis.
yes.
That brings us to Flander.
Ooh.
Flander, what are you gonna do?
Mhm. All right, let's see.
Everyone's missing. They're missing. We're missing. It's just-
I'm going to cast Enlarge on Gishar.
Oh,
Hmm.
what does enlarge do? Read the spell description, please.
It makes him bigger.
Twice as big.
8 times as
Yeah.
heavy.
Okay, yep. It
All right, and
makes
what does it
him-
mechanically help him out with?
Okay, yeah. I think
my
it
dexterity.
allows him to do. Okay, you cause creature or object. You can see here. I'll just put it up there.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Target doubles in size in all dimensions.
Its weight is multiplied by 8. Growth increases its
Mhm.
size.
Mhm.
Until the spell ends, the
Oh,
target
weapons are
also has
enlarged.
advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The target's weapon also grows to match its new size. While these weapons are enlarged, the target attacks with them, dealing additional 1d4 points of damage.
Nice.
So that's a lot of ways like being blessed or being but your weapon attack or damage it then blessed. That's awesome, cool. But your giant size.
He grows up big. He kind of like
Gishar.
sort of looks up really quick as he does it to see if there's a tree. He doesn't want to hit his head on a tree. And then you see him look down at everybody, and he just like smiles, and lightning crackles in his mouth, and he roars.
And as you can see, he enlarges.
Awesome.
Whoa!
And he's ready to smash downward now with his quarterstaff.
Awesome. That's great. You
Much bigger
see this much,
quarterstaff.
almost dragon like now. You're massively huge.
Feels-
You're large technically, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Feels large.
Gashar, go for it.
He will try to attack.
Is that concentration, Flander?
It is concentration. Yes.
Cool.
All right, now he had a 15. Does that hit?
A 15 does hit.
Yes. All right, so he did 10 points of bludgeoning plus a d4. I just learned which.
Oh, sweet.
So 4 more points, so 14 points of damage total.
All right,
Magic.
magical
Magic
damage.
Yep. And if that doesn't kill it, he'll try to stomp on it.
Boom! You hit it. And this creature, this shadowy thing, wraps around your staff and kind of swirls around it, and you have it on you kind of hit it, and you have to like whack it away. And you got to slow it away, and when it trickles off the end of your staff, it vaporizes into nothing in the ether. It hits kind of the sun and just goes.
Charlotte's out another roar. Looks down at you. Looks down at you, puny,
quiet.
Puny humans and half elves.
A flock of birds in the nearby trees take off.
That was lovely. Sets his quarterstaff down on the ground and stands and looks down at you all.
Oh, you're even bigger off now. Do not sit on me and wake me up.
Okay. What's this tree, though?
Now that you're big, go look at the thing.
He does. He walks over and looks down at this tree. Actually, how big is the tree?
The tree is tall. It's now relatively.
Is it still at his eyesight?
The whole tree runs about 12 feet tall.
Okay, so yeah, he's now 13 feet tall. So it is just under his eyesight.
But it's not a tree, as you can see. It's made out of this kind of a material that you think is
keratin.
Keratin, like the horn. It's like very stiff and firm, and you can see some flakes of felt or something on top of it that were kind of.
He walks over to it and he kind of pokes at it a little bit with his claw. Scratches a little bit off.
Okay, so you're gonna go over and scratch on at it. Okay, you can do that.
Doesn't say it's just a firm tree. All right, he'll turn around and look at you guys again too. Weird tree. Shall we?
All right, are you gonna continue
past the tree or this other way?
Sure. And now, if you look up past the tree, you can see that the grove itself will then. I will roll up the map here.
Surely spirits guard things for a reason, no? Let's take a more careful look around.
Sure.
I'm going to stop concentrating so Gishar can be his normal size.
No. He says as he shrinks back down. Is this an easy to spot grove? This does feel easy to spot. Do you think that Agatha is here?
You're not sure. You look around the immediate area, and all around this little pocket area, it's just trees. There's nothing else here.
He will whisper into the tree, the fake tree, and he says, Agatha, come forth. We have a question for you.
You do so, and you have no response.
Finis wants to try to grab like a twig off of this tree, like a branch that might look like somebody could make it into a wand or something in the future.
Off of this tree that you're trying to pull
this
from?
Weird tree, yeah.
All right, give me a strength roll. Give me an athletics check.
Athletics. 19.
You pull it to break it, but it's strong. You're like, you're fighting it, but it will not break.
It's like breaking a horn off a rhino.
I don't have many other tools to really cut through this. Not with me, at least. This is curious. We should note this place and come back in the future. Or at least sell its location.
Great. So you, like I said, you look around this area. You said that Agatha lived within a warren of some sort. Now this is a clearing with a tree in it. Whether you want to consider this a warren or not, it's up to you. But you looked around and it has this weird tree that has clearly not naturally produced here, unless it is by some natural creature that you've never heard of.
This grove seems too small.
I have horns and a tail. Not much. Anything could be.
Yeah. I mean, but clearly not. You don't. It's not growing 12 feet tall. And I mean, maybe a god is buried here, and this is the horns of a god that's buried beneath you.
Their nose hair still growing.
That's a lot of
that's a lot of
information. Yeah,
he's good at that. Let us continue north.
Is there a path further on that weird tree?
Yeah, well, there's not a path this way. There's no path this way, but there is a path this way.
Well, let's continue up there.
All right. You return then to the path heading north. All right. So now you guys are back here in this in the forest. You begin moving through the forest. As you do so, the growth thickens. The trees cover more of the canopy, and the canopy itself darkens. The land that
Just like
was
the plot.
that was slightly open now becomes almost oppressively dark as you move deeper and deeper into these
Is
woods.
it still middle of the day though?
Yes, it's still in the middle of the day.
Good.
Yet you are coming through the woods. Right. So what you see is the forest growth darkens and still as the trail winds deeper into the trees. Heavy vines and thick layers of moss drape the branches, and the air is noticeably colder than it was in the ruined village. Rounding a bend in the trail, you see a screen made from a warped branches of trees standing close together, woven into the dome-like shelter in the shadows. A low doorway leads inside. And I'll bring the map up now. Okay, so put yourself on the map here, and you can see this map I actually downloaded, so it has a little bit of more of a graph on it than I probably would have liked, but I found it on the internet. It's a super cool map, so I'm using it.
Nice.
So put yourself there. You can see that ahead of you, there's this kind of opening, but you can't see much else other than that opening.
Now this is a grove.
Okay.
All right. What are you guys going to do? You can see that this grove
Rolled
in
a
front of
6 in
you.
nature. I don't think it's a grove.
It is a bunch of trees.
You rolled a 6 in nature. It's like, this looks like an apartment complex. All right. All right. And then I'm imagining somebody rolling a 1 and you guys have an argument about what that means. All right. So you go ahead and can approach the grove if you'd like, or you can flee into the night screaming and wishing that you never came here. What would you like to do?
Let's do the grove first, then we'll run away screaming.
Well, it's good.
Smart.
It's good to put priorities. Who's going forward?
Finish.
Sure thing.
Right behind.
He'll
I will be
start
close behind.
trudging up the trail.
I will be close behind, watching and seeing if anything emerges.
I'll fan out to the left a little bit.
All right. You approach the grove, and you can see within is a dim, glowing, odd light that radiates within here. It's immediately, Finnis, that this is unnatural. It's like a shimmering blue that kind of runs, kind of holds throughout most of the area, barely visible, but you can it just kind of gives the area a little bit more light. So this area is though it's covered with everything else, that it's considered a low light within. And I'm going to uncover what you see, Finnis.
I think we should enter the grove.
And by we, do you mean you?
I will go.
I
if
will
no
be
one
behind
wants
you.
to. Mhm. I
All
will
right.
move to here.
All right, Flander, you walk into this area and you can see that this is a home of sorts, is sheltered within a dome of woven branches. It's sparsely furnished with chests, shelves, a table, and a reclined couch. All of it old and of elven craft. It's just randomly out here, and you're like, what is this strange place that's out here? You're not sure why it's here. When you walk in, you'll reveal the rest of the area. All right. You can see that like I said, it's a strange sort of like house of some sort. You're not sure why it would even be here.
Did Gariel say anything about the house?
She didn't say that. She just said that there was a warren that she went and found. All right. The rest of you walk in here.
Oh, this is a warren.
Finnis, what are you doing?
He'll walk in and what is this over here? Is this a bed?
No, it's a desk.
It's a desk. He'll walk over to the desk and start like rummaging.
All right. You walk to the desk, and all of you hear all around you almost as if coming from every place at once. You hear this strange voice, and it says, what's this? What's this? What do I see?
They told us about a
Comes in.
druid who
What is
lived
here?
They told us about a druid who lived here. What was the druid's name again?
Wasn't a druid that lived here.
Well, we're expecting the spirit Agatha to be out here.
Yeah.
You hear that? You hear all around you this voice.
There was another druid in the woods, but I don't think we were expecting.
No, you hear that, but you hear this voice all around you coming from everywhere at once.
Like whispers?
Like whispers. Sound like the whispers your character sometimes does.
I look at you all. You guys are hearing that, right?
Yes.
That wasn't you?
Gashar will like push Flander in the back of his shoulder and he'll be like, ask about the
It's never me.
the journal.
Is this Agatha? I will ask.
Yeah, wah, wah. You hear this kind of like giggling all around you, all in different areas.
This is like the ring shit.
And you hear a voice and says, another suit. They come for me. I have another suitor, I see.
I
Sounds
have
like
but
we're-
one question.
Wave comes up and kind of pushes Flander forward. You are the pretty one. Go.
Gashar also pushes you forward.
Okay.
Am
and
I-
I end up
Am I beautiful? Am I beautiful? Do I look Do I look lovely?
Agatha, you look more beautiful than anything I've ever seen in all of this part of the world.
With that, we roll initiative.
Oh,
Oh man.
Hey, you had a silver tongue.
wrong answer.
What a bard. That's it. Gashar is speaking from now on.
All right. What happens is this silhouetted woman appears from across the room, and you remember you remember this what Gariella told you once you spoke, that Agatha will never abide by liars. She appears here. We roll initiative.
But is she hot? Is she beautiful?
She is horrific sense of wisping white. She looks like she's half eroded and half faded. Her hair drawn down. You can barely see part of her eye.
I see ring shit.
She moves unnatural. And as she appears,
Silent Hill, undead
you think
nurses. Ugh.
you think that she is not happy right now. Let's roll initiative. And of course, I roll a natural 20. I've done that 3 times on initiative, I think.
4.
Wave is going at 4. Bashar, what do you get?
15.
Bashar gets a 15. Flander, what'd you get?
17.
All right, 17. Finis, what'd you get?
13.
13. All right. I gotta double check what I got. All right, so she's going at 22. Finis, or I'm sorry, Flander. This creature looks at you, and when she does, she screams, and only you are able to hear this. What I need you to do is I need you to make me a savings throw, a Constitution savings throw.
Do you have bonuses
Better than my strength.
versus audio stuff, like sounds and stuff? And is this a sound-based
Nope,
attack?
this is it's a Constitution save. No.
Okay.
I think it's a psychic scream, especially if no one else can hear it.
What'd you get?
15.
What'd you get?
15. 15.
All right. Flander. You see Flander drops. Boom. He literally drops unconscious. Now, Flander, you are considered sleeping.
This is becoming a habit for him.
Well, hold on a second here.
He goes, oh, boom. And
Oh, sorry, that I didn't mean to do.
she disappears. He goes,
Okay. Okay. Fey Ancestry. I can't be put to sleep.
You're not technically sleeping, you're unconscious.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you are knocked
It
unconscious.
says you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep.
Right. But to everybody else, you look like you're put to sleep.
That's
Okay.
You are
Doesn't
knocked
usually sleep.
you are knocked unconscious.
Okay. So,
You will be unconscious for 1 minute unless somebody does something.
revives me.
All right. What are you going to do? You're psychically knocked unconscious. Effectively, for 1 minute, you are considered you're considered as if you're grappled or unconscious. All right. What are you going to? What is the rest of you? You see Flander just kind of like get hit by the psychic wave and drops.
We're still in initiative, right?
Yep. But that creature, she did that and vanished.
He vanished.
Yep.
Are we
Who's
out
next?
of initiative now, or are
Well,
we in still?
Yep.
at
Now,
initiative?
well, I'll go through one round.
Okay.
Flander is out for this round. Yashar, what are you going to do?
I will run to Flanders' side and reach down and check him to see if he's still breathing. Presumably he is.
He's still breathing. Yeah. He's been psychically contained for 1 minute.
He's not dead. And he'll look around the place, the rest of the room that we're in here.
Yep.
He'll
Feel
say,
free.
Agatha, we have a question for you. That's all
right.
he does on his turn.
All right. That brings us to Finis. What are you going to do?
Finis is going to cast resistance on Waif and end his turn.
Waif, you are resistant. Waif, what are you going to do?
Waif just kind of hovering by that back door or that door,
She's got like
Just-
one
just-
foot out, like,
just ready with her Eldritch Blast.
All right, we can drop out of initiative. Flander has been knocked unconscious.
He's try to shake him.
Yeah,
to
you
wake
can
him
try
up,
to shake him, but
slap or
he's
anything.
not sleeping. He literally
Sure.
he's psychically been contained. He's literally in his brain has been shut off for 1 minute.
Yeah, he's just seen sleep before, so he's like, he
Right,
knows
you think
for
he's
that,
sleeping,
but
right?
it doesn't work.
You're
It's not
shaking
working.
him.
Shake him harder. Still
All right.
not working.
You're gonna wait around, or you're gonna do something in the next bit of time. What are you gonna do?
Well, this is obviously her. We need to go check her desk again. Maybe that's what pissed her off.
I'll just make Flander comfortable. Lay him
Finis will walk back over to the desk and start fishing around while this minute's going on.
All right, you see here a journal. There is one journal on the desk, and you see it's between. It seems like a journal that where she is writing, and whoever is the author, this woman. It doesn't say necessarily Agatha on it, but it's a journal, and you see it appears to be someone who is talking about a man named Farland, and she appears to be in love with this Farland character. So, and she talks about him, and then she talks about him, this Farland character, lying to her, and it turns into angry words where she despises this Farland character, and apparently decided to run away. The last entry you see in her entry is I can't stay here anymore. I can't stay in Canterbury anymore. I must leave this place and never see Farland again. And that's the last entry that you see. It is strange that it's in the middle of this woods in the middle of nowhere, but that's all you see is this weird.
Aren't we looking for like Farland's
No, you are looking for Longwreath's journal.
Longwreath.
This is a woman's journal who is talking obsessively about someone named Farland.
So not Longwreath.
No,
It doesn't.
no, and it's strangely obsessive, like one of those. Have you ever had a relationship where somebody texts you 100 times a day, and you're like, dude, or sweetie, I no, this is not going to work.
Too much.
This person is clearly obsessing over this Farland, and then is angered by this Farland character. So you have that journal sitting on the desk. Now it's been a minute looking at this stuff. Flander, you suddenly inhale sharply and sit up.
That
Flander.
Agatha's one ugly bitch.
Flander, your strength has been reduced temporarily by 2.
Mm.
By another 2.
Here we go again.
By 2.
Mm.
So now you're like my strength. Yeah. These things suck. Wafers, no.
Mhm.
All right. What are you gonna do? This strange creature, this strange thing, opened its mouth. The rest of you just literally saw her doing nothing. She just went, and to the rest of you was fine. But to Flander, you heard this kind of wailing scream.
Mhm.
And when it happened, it just turned you off. You literally just saw black. It was like boom, and you woke up and almost instantly, like no time has passed.
Mhm. So what happened? I just heard this horrible scream and I
You went to
blacked out.
sleep.
What scream? Finis will say as he turns around, like holding this journal.
She screamed. It was a terrible scream. I just blacked out.
We did not hear it. Sister
Mm.
Gariel
Well, you're
said
lucky.
that you only get to ask one question.
I didn't even ask one question.
What's this? What's this? What's this? You hear all around you. A suitor,
Oh, here we
another
go again.
suitor, another suitor. All around you, you hear that.
There we go again.
You want to try again?
It will not work.
We have one question.
Don't lie.
You were going to say that, Flander?
Yes.
All right, you say that. You announce it to the wind, and you hear all around. You hear around you. Am I beautiful?
Not anymore.
You say that. A moment later, are you not going to answer me? Are you not going? Are you running from? Am I not beautiful?
We
I
have a
cannot
question
see
for
you, so I
you.
cannot say.
That's that what you say?
I don't think she hears you, Finder.
All right.
She's disregarding you now.
Yeah.
When that happens, you see her appear, and she stands up and she twitches. She's sort of somewhat translucent, but she's not as translucent like a shadow. She's like, you can tell that she exists somewhere in some space, but she moves in this weird kind of way, her body twisting.
Is she also glowing a little bit?
Her whole body shimmers and glows. She has this blue glowing. She kind of like shifts and jerks as she walks forward, and she walks and her legs move, but you don't think she's walking. She almost like hovers or floats as she moves. She moves to the center of the room to here, and she looks over where Waif and Finis is, and she says, I am not beautiful. I have not my comb. How can I be pretty? I am too ugly. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. She turns away.
It is
Did
not
I
right.
hear you're missing your comb?
And she bends down and begins sobbing into her hands. And as she does, you hear the sobbing all around you in like stereophonic sound, like it's spinning around you from every angle.
Whoa. Does anybody have a spare comb?
She looks back and she says, No, no, no. My comb was lost when I was lost. And when I was lost, I looked to myself. I saw myself. And when I saw myself, I perished.
Whoa.
I fled. I fled from here to the north. And I saw myself and died. I am here, trapped forever.
Why here?
I don't know. I am unaware. I know not.
Finis is starting to get a little annoyed. He doesn't like it when people interfere with Kelmvor's natural order. We should solve this.
She sinks down and she looks at you and she says, how can I be beautiful? How can I ever be beautiful without my comb? Look at me. Don't look at me.
It is ridiculous, the bar they set for us. We are beautiful to ourselves and to no one else, as it should be.
And she puts her hands in her face in her hands and begins sobbing. And she goes, I once was. I was Soon's delight. I was Soon's mistress. I was beautiful. And you know that Soon is a
goddess of beauty. Yep.
Goddess of beauty. Yes.
I thumb my nose at all the gods except Timora and maybe not Kilmafor. But all the other gods, whatever. They play with us. They are bullies with spyglasses on.
It flies to wanton boys.
Yeah, like that.
All right. She has said this. Is there anything more? She said she seems to be consumed by her own grief.
So, where was your home?
Did you ask her?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't say anything more. She's just crying into her hands.
What would you guys say to investigating up to the north? See if we can find the he kind of side eyes the fair lady's comb.
Finis, you look away from her for a moment to talk to everybody, and when you look back, she's gone. You side eye, you look back, and there's nothing there.
For everyone?
For everybody, yeah.
Okay.
She literally vanishes. You guys kind of exchange glances for a second. You look back, and almost like Batman, just gone. You're like, whoa, what happened?
I'm sure I'll run over to that spot.
All right, you do so.
Is there any way further north? Is there?
Right now, you're in this grove. You don't see anything. There's no trail necessarily.
Wait, her house was in Coneyberry before, was it not? She ran away from, you said, the journal with Farland. They were in Coneyberry, yes?
Yeah, and then she said she from here. She said she went north, and she saw herself and she died.
This concerns me. We should
north that she went to here, or is it further north that she went somewhere?
Interesting question, isn't it? What do you think?
Because it could be if the ghosts, they don't really live in our world.
we can just try going north from here. What's a little bit of a walk?
All right.
Because she did not specify how far north. Did she go 100 miles north? Did she go 100 feet?
Did she say anything about what she saw besides
Read
herself?
the journal again. Read the journal again and try to glean more information from it.
I'll go towards like the end because that's apparently she died. So towards the end, is it just her freaking out about this dude?
Yeah. So basically, she fell in love with this dude. She was in love with this dude, and then she calls him a liar. She doesn't specifically say what he lied about or what it was, but then it becomes a rant of just how horrible this Farland is. And then she says she has to leave Coneyberry. She can't stay here anymore where Farland is. She has to leave. And then that's the last entry that you see. So that there's not much information in this journal, but you are here in this grove, and what she's doing in this grove, you're not sure. Was this the place that she made as her home? She also
How
indicates,
old does the stuff around here look? Is it like dusty or?
It's not new at all. It's been here for a long time.
Okay.
Is it weathered or is it like under some?
It looks somewhat weathered. Yeah, it looks like
protected though.
Yeah, it looks like, but of course it wouldn't. If you remember that in Coneyberry, that was out in the elements. Here, you're sort of in this weird shelter, and there's this weird glowing blue light. You don't know if there's blue haze around you. It helps preserve it, but it looks old. But it doesn't. But the pages of this book have not aged at all.
Interesting.
But everything around here, the desk, the chest, everything else looks much older.
Shar suggests that we look in the chest.
Yeah, let's look around in the desk and the chest.
All right, give me
Finis before Gishar goes for it. Finis will warn. It's probably best not to mess with the vengeful ghosts things until we help it rest.
Aren't you looking for
a comb?
A comb?
I don't think the comb would be here, or she wouldn't be upset that she didn't have it.
Oh, come on. It definitely could have been misplaced in a chest. We should look there first.
Phineas
Before we run
raises
off
his
into the woods.
shield and prepares himself.
I've looked through my glasses while I was wearing them.
See? Points.
Okay.
Okay, who is going to open the chest?
Gashar will go up to the first one. He walked up to one, so he'll go there and he'll see if he can just flip it up with his quarterstaff. And if he can, he'll just do that first. Otherwise, so he kind of pokes at it quick and tries to flip it open. If not, then he'll reach down and grab it.
And,
All right.
And Wave is like, okay, we're looking for your comb. We are looking for your comb.
You say that. You go to flip through the chest, and your weapon passes right through it.
Oh, fantastic.
It's not real.
You literally go through it. However, the journal you found, you could touch. It's fine.
He reaches at the desk. There's like another. Is that a table up there too?
Yeah, there's a desk up there that the one in red. Yeah, there's a desk there.
Gotcha. He'll sort of reach up to that too and see if he can.
Once again, what you thought was real, what looks real, as you touch it, you can interact with it. But unlike an illusion, which would disappear or whatever, it literally
Yeah, they get transparent.
you literally just kind of reach through as a
It's like
That's exactly what he was thinking. He's
Yeah.
like, these are better than my illusions. He'll sort of reach at each thing on the desk and sort of like try to touch
Nothing
through any of them.
is interact. You kind of like move through it. You're like, whoa, this is weird. But the journal you could pick up.
Mhm.
the journal glows when you mouse over it.
Yeah, the journal glows when you mouse over it. Yeah. So everything in here seems to be somewhat of a ghostly, except for that journal, which you opened and looked at.
Bashar will go over here and sit down.
So this looks like a room.
Well, it looks like what would have been a room, right? The way it's shaped.
Right, so make note of the size and shape.
Okay.
So look for a building this size and shape.
Yeah.
We can look to
Connieberry?
we can look in Connieberry because she lived there. Once again, is this the north that she went to, or is it further north in some other town?
Right. You don't know.
We don't
Wait,
know.
Yeah.
does this look like a room that's sort of like out of place in the middle of this?
In the
woods?
middle of a forest.
Yeah. Like the
Maybe you
floor
should
changed
roll a
and
nature
everything?
check for that.
Maybe I should.
Does anybody have like a pen and paper we can like jot down the layout of this thing and try to match it up to the houses in Connieberry?
Wave has a book.
I
in
did
her
get a
hand.
15 nature roll.
You got a bard who's got stuff to write
Ah.
with.
And
The book
Gashar can write
disappears.
too, yeah.
So this is not natural. This space is not natural. You think that the grove itself, this environment that exists here, is somewhat natural in the fact that the leaves and stuff that are been
Yeah.
that growing around, it's almost been like collected or gathered, like moved around. Like there's a black spot in the middle of nature, and nature grew around it. You don't think that this was built by some creature, but literally as the lack of the forest consumed around it.
But does even the floor look like the inside of a house? Like
No, the floor is dirt.
It is dirt.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's nothing special about it.
Is
It's
there any
not
bit
like,
of walls in here that we can see?
nope. But you do see these random items that are sitting
Furniture.
around. But when you interact with them, they just disappear. They're just gone.
Gashar will go sit.
I
on this
mean,
chair
I
here.
should say they don't disappear. They're just transparent. That's what I meant to say. And you
Face
can
through
walk
them.
through. Yeah, you can face right through them.
So Gashar goes to sit on a chair.
Okay, well, what you expect to happen has happened, and you sit in a ghostly
He's prone.
chair.
He goes into like some kind of stance, so he looks like he's sitting. I can interact with this man.
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be
all I
pretty
need.
good, Frank.
Come sit next to me.
Nice. Yeah, he got his leg crossed, and he's got
Yeah.
like extended. He's just sitting down.
Wait.
All right.
I want to cross-examine just like the weird journal I found with all about making bells and this other weird obsessive journal, see if there's anything.
All right, give me
Similar.
an investigative roll.
Investigation.
What'd you get?
12.
All right, you look at the two, and you open that journal of bells, and you look at this, and the writing doesn't even look. Now this looks handwritten. It looks like it was written in large flowing writing, but wrote quickly. So
Pretty girly
the
writing.
journal, Well, I mean, you see more women write like that than men, so you can make some speculations. But it's definitely written quickly. Like you can see the jerks and where it's like somebody wrote these feverishly through most of that. The Bell book, on the other hand, has been well crafted. It is well thought out. It is a written piece of literature that has diagrams and shapes and.
But is it printed or is it?
It looks like it was probably printed of some sort. But whether it doesn't look like it was calligraphy, looked like it was generated from a press of some sort. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, magic could also make them, but they generally don't use magic to generate books. It's just a lot of energy for that. So,
is there anything else on the what is this red part? You said it was like I thought you said that was sort of a desk.
It is a desk. Yeah.
Does it have like a mirror on it or anything?
No,
one of those
it
kinds of
doesn't.
desks.
No
drawers.
It has drawers, yeah, but you can't open them because you go to grab it and you roll through. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna try to head north? You're gonna try to head south? You're gonna try to camp here?
Do we have a basic idea of the size and whatever of this room?
Yeah, I mean, clearly you can see if you look at the desk, it's probably like 30 by 40. The area here.
Okay,
that's the area of the room, so you can guess everything in here. Though
but it looks like it's just a forest grew around this ghostly room.
Right.
But wouldn't cross into the room.
Right.
Okay, so
You're thinking we can find the building in
I just want to, if we have a general idea of the size, we can eliminate smaller or.
Yeah, I'll give you an advantage on checks for determining that type of stuff. Okay.
Yeah, if she's killed by reflection, this might be a reflection of some part of her life.
Like where she died.
Yeah.
Or where she lived.
Where she took her own life.
Yeah, you're not sure. What would you like to do?
Let's take note of this layout and head back, I guess. Just cross our T's, dot our I's.
Well, how far did we travel to get here?
You traveled about 4 or 5 miles.
So not far at all.
No. You can certainly travel back to Coneybury or travel north from here, whatever you want to do, or east or west. You didn't go any direction.
Is there any kind of trail to the north?
No, you don't see any trail to the north at all. And there's barely a trail here. As I said, this trail is well overgrown.
But that trail stopped here.
Yeah, it stopped here. Yeah,
it doesn't continue past this.
No, it doesn't.
Let's go south. Back to Coneybury.
You can go back to Coneybury and investigate, or you can go north because she had said to go north. It's up to you what you like to do.
Can we switch over to the other map?
The full map?
Triboar Trail map.
Now that map is very big, and you're like not even in one of those hexes. One of those hexes is about 5 miles.
Okay.
So you're within like 1 hex on that. So you can bring it up that map, but you're just looking at 1 hex of just green. It's not going to show you much of just solid green. There's nothing else around that area.
I was just seeing if there's any other villages or anything noted on there.
No,
north.
No. I mean, there's nothing on the map that you know about. Of course, this wasn't even on the map. So
my vote is we either go back to Coneybury and clear that out and looking for stuff, and then probably wrap up our day there and sleep. I know some of us are not feeling super well. I'm looking over at Flander, he's got strength drained. Other than that, we can go north and do the same. Investigate for about a day's worth. Take a camp.
Now, I have a hunch. That building we went into where we encountered those strength-sucking things, having met one here, maybe they're protecting something similar to what they're protecting in the grove. They might be protecting something similar in the house.
Leonard, give me a religious roll. Religion roll.
So the weird tree, that was the only one like that we've seen.
Right.
Well, let's go back and explore that a little more.
Well, let's let Flander give me
yeah, I got a 20.
Okay, Flander, The spirits of the dead often return to the places they know best. So if they're not bound to a specific area, the spirits of the dead will often return to the places they know best. So depending on where or when they were killed, they will often go there unless they're bound to that area when they're, when they become undead. So that you do know that as with your religious background.
Okay.
So something could have been killed, so if something was turned undead 4 miles away, if it knows its home, it's going to it might return there.
That's what I'm thinking. So the spirits that may very well have been protecting her home. And a room very much
two
like
spirits,
this one.
yeah, those two spirits may have been protecting their home. Now the question is, what is Agatha doing out here?
I say we go just north from here for about until sunset and see if we find anything of note.
Kishar will go look up and just see if there is any path to head north. He walks outside, kind of goes around to the east side of this grove here and sort of looks up.
Great. Give me a knowledge or give me a survival roll. Sorry.
11.
You don't really see anything, but of course, the trail you're currently on, you didn't really see either. You were following a trail. The trail was very difficult to follow. It's very old.
There's no game trails.
Well, you didn't look. He looked and he got an 11.
Yeah, I come back and I say, I don't believe there is a trail to the north.
Do you think that would stop a crazy, heartbroken maiden?
Yeah.
Well,
what are you gonna do?
What do we do? Do we go to town? We go to town and figure it out. See if we can match.
Yeah, I think
this room.
Finn has talked about going north for a while to check it out. Flander, I haven't heard what your idea was. You were thinking about maybe the town may have something to do with it.
Maybe the town has, if there may be a building in town that has a room similar to this one, which was her room.
Kishar thinks the same thing.
That is my vote as well. If we find nothing in Canterbury, then we can go further north. But we have no trail now to blindly stumbling through woods is not very productive, I think. I mean, we should search that weird tree thing because that is odd and had one of these things. So we can look there to see if there's any further clues there because that's.
Does anybody else want to search this area? Because right now Gashar is the only one who searched this area.
I mean, seeing everything be see-through, but Finish will take like a walk through.
Yeah,
it's not see-through. It's field.
So I'm going to go to the center, the very center of the effect of the.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Gashar searched the outer area. He was searching for a trail.
Oh, for trails.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
not the actual.
So let's search for stuff. So investigation.
No, if you can give me a survival roll if you want to search, you're searching for tracks and trails and things.
10.
So I don't do so. Oh my goodness, 16.
All right,
well
Finis, are you also looking?
Yeah, I took a peek around for a 10.
All right, what did you get?
Actually, I'm going to look at the center of that effect.
And what are you going to look for? What are you kind of searching for?
Anything that would kind of tie,
all right,
just anything out of the ordinary.
Give me a knowledge. Give me a knowledge arcana.
There we go. 17.
All right. So let's start with Flander. Flander, looking around this grove, you see that though you don't see a trail per se, what you do notice, strangely enough, with that fantastic roll, is that there is an opening in the trees that literally suggests a path. Now, it's maybe very old, but there's an opening where trees have been removed in specific areas. And so you're looking around and you're like, whoa, wait, this is definitely some kind of a path. Now, Flander, you look to the south, then go to the south and look to the south and you see, wait a minute, there's an opening to the south as well. You're in the middle of some ancient old trail, but you just didn't notice it because the ground itself is overgrown.
So looking to the south, that's where we came from.
Right. And so you he looks to the south and he sees this opening. It's kind of like if you ever been out hunting up north, right? And you see, and there's all these thick trees, but they'll cut down a path.
Or if a tornado goes through
and rips through a path, right? And you see this
but it overgrows
around it, right?
Okay.
That's kind of what you see. There's a path to the south and it leads directly north. And this is right in the path. You're like in the path of the tornado.
Well, if you find a path to the north, let's continue north then.
Oh, you found a path? Good work. I'll pat you on the back.
Thanks.
Let's go north.
At least to the path's conclusion.
All right. You head out. I'm going to assume you're in the same marching order as before.
Yeah.
So I got nothing.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Apologize. I
Mhm.
forgot.
It's fine if I got nothing. But
If you find a hairbrush, let us know.
Okay. Wait, you're standing in the middle of this room and you begin looking around and using some of your knowledge that you have. You perhaps investigate your book. You're looking around for what you might determine is in here. One of the things you know is that these items here are not illusions. You notice that these items are not illusions. These items are echoes. And these items were probably generated by the negative energy that is generating and creating the spirit.
Mhm.
You know that necromancers that generate spirits, oftentimes the spirits will appear with their own echoes around them, especially if they're ghostly or ghost-like. And you're wondering if this might be that case. Like she may be generating something from her past that is in this room, but you don't think they're actually here. You think that this blue haze, whatever this is around it, is allowing this to appear, but you're not sure where it came from or why it's here.
Okay. So
all right. So now that you know that there's a path to the north and there is this information for the knowledge arcana, you're going to decide to go north. Is that what I heard? Okay. You begin walking up this path, and really at the beginning, a lot of you kind of don't even really see it, but Flanders clearly says this is the path. He leads you forward, guiding you forward. It isn't long, actually, not long at all. About a quarter mile to the north, this path opens up and you can see in the distance about 300 yards ahead of you a small, strange tower surrounded by a small set of walls. I'll give you some dimensions and some descriptions. All right. So you can see the tower is roughly about 60 feet round and about maybe 60 feet tall. So it's like one of those squat oval towers, kind of a pillar that goes straight up. It is surrounded by walls that are roughly double or 2.5 times its about double its width and just barely its depth. So the walls, but these walls, I have big gaping openings in them. They're not because they're old. They literally are designed. There's just walls that appear that kind of give a courtyard area, but there's no gates or fences that you can see. It just opens up into this courtyard and you see this weird tower. However, strangely enough, this tower is not made of stone, but it is made of a weird bark-like smooth material.
I just want to say that the grove is 60 feet wide.
Just so you know.
I just mentioned. Just saying.
Oh, well, that could be just a coincidence.
It could be. I'm just saying.
I think not.
It's like it looks anyway. This is creepy. I don't like this.
You're, like I said, about 300 yards away from it. So, you're quite a ways away from it. So you can see the distance.
Is it an open area?
No, the woods the woods lead up to it. The trees are almost as tall as lead up to it. Is the area open where the temple is? Where is there no trees above it? No, there's actually trees inside the courtyard that burst out.
Okay, so it's true. It
looks
not
ancient.
It's not this weird anti-growth area like
Nope.
the other thing was. Okay.
Nope. This looks like just like
Ruins.
nature itself
like
is
ruins.
ruined on it, right? but instead of being made of stone, it's made of this weird, smooth sort of texture. You're very far away, so it's hard to tell. Could be like
Isn't
could be
this-
just whitewashed, you know, or
Flander, you're elf or half elf?
Half elf. Yeah. I'm half elf.
Because the elves grow their buildings. There's so I've heard.
Well, I guess
All
Hemo
right.
would know. He's just not
Hemo-
talking
Oh,
today.
Hemo, what? Oh, you're very quiet today.
well, I will tell Hemo, let you know that he'll be like, oh, well, I don't remember those type of buildings being made in my hometown.
There are other elves. Anyway, let's
That was my best Hemo impersonation. Live with it. Eric's like, no, I didn't sound anything like that.
Just somewhere out of the blue. Why do I think I don't sound like that?
All right.
Well, let's approach.
Yeah.
We're obviously here to inspect this, so
All right.
we're not going to turn around.
All right. You move up to the area and you get within the courtyard. And I'll put the courtyard map up for you, but you haven't entered in the area. Are you all going up to the courtyard or one of you going up to the courtyard to investigate before we establish that?
No, let's all go because if it fucking walls go up or something and separates the party
Door
again,
slams again.
Yeah.
not do that.
Gishar will
That would suck.
look for potential threats trying to ambush us.
All right. Give me a perception roll as you move through. I'm assuming you're moving slow enough that you're able to do perception. Go ahead.
His passive perception is better than his raw
Perfect.
perception.
All right. So what did you roll?
4.
All right. So your passive is a 12, right?
11, I think.
11. Okay. You move through the area and I'll bring the map up now. So now you see, you can see that there's this weird grove or opening that appears around this wall and this strange tower that's reaching up. The tower reaches up about 60 feet into the air. And you can see that you're approaching it from the south. You have not entered into the grove yet, but you can see these openings. You can clearly enter from any area that you want around it. Just let me know. Don't just prop your token inside there, but you can go ahead and do what you wish.
I think down here is good bet.
I think, well, it's
I
difficult
think
to
this spot here.
None of this will be difficult terrain because where the trees are themselves, the undergrowth is not that bad. So
these are
nothing in here is going
big-ass
to be
trees.
yeah, nothing is here is going to be considered difficult terrain unless something happens if you're going to tower or something. But in this
Light
grove area,
concealment?
right? Yeah. What's that?
Lighting situation, low light, dim light.
This is
no?
all considered dim light or low light. You're underneath the heavy canopy within the forest, so low light.
Cool.
Yeah, I know
say
you get to
enter
see in
from
darkness.
the
It's awesome.
west.
All right, you're going to come in there. So go ahead and put your tokens down here then, if that's where you want to be. Kind of put them along the bottom and within the wall or outside the wall, and you can tell me who is entering the wall and when. So I can deviously plot to destroy your characters.
Sorry, where?
Oh, I guess it won't let you do it because you need to be on the right layer. So I'm going to put you right there.
Down there.
Got it.
That's where you want to be, right? Or do you want to be over?
We can enter from here. That's fine. Ooh.
It doesn't matter where you enter into. I thought that was where Finis had talked about going. All right, Flander, you moved yourself into ghost here. All right. So, Yashar, you cross the threshold into this area, and I'd like you to make me a observance.
Perception.
Yes.
Much better than last time. It is a 6 this time.
Nice. Your sixth sense tells you that there is nothing in this courtyard.
He's still being careful and watching around where he's going, but yeah, he'll keep
All
moving
clear,
forward.
guys.
Hey, he just doesn't see anything. He'll kind of go into the middle here, where it's a little bit brighter. Look to left and right.
All right, you go up and you look to the left, look to the right. You see this area was probably a trail of some sort, probably led in from the forest at one time, and because you clearly there's a clearing in it, but the undergrowth in here doesn't tell you that it's been cleared in any time in many decades.
So I see a path to the north, and I see doors, right?
You see a pair of doors. Now, those doors
are jars. No, that's not how.
These doors are formed of some type of wood with a silvery inlay of twisted and warped antlers on it.
This is the work of druids.
Finis will take a step in. Oh God, where'd my thing go? There it is.
Threw it off the. Oh, there you
go. He'll also wander into the group.
All right, Finis, you walk in there. You can see these wooden doors, but they look strange. They look gray and old and archaic, and there's a silver inlay of antlers.
Remember to keep an eye out for reflections.
Walk closer to it to inspect it.
There's a Patronus. What?
He'll walk up to it and he'll look at the side. You said that the non-stone was sort of a wood bark.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
15.
This appears to be made of the same material as that tree you found, that random tree with the weird outline that was sort of like the outline of a horn or something. This tower seems to be crafted of this.
But not the door.
But not the door. The door is made of some kind of a wood. You think maybe a petrified wood.
But it is wood.
It is wood. And you see on it silver inlays of antlers.
Well, Mr. Religion, what does this mean to you?
Do you want to make me a religious check?
So I'm actually not trained in religion, but I'll go ahead and make a check. That's a 2.
All right. They're like, well,
Finis puts up like a big front, like, oh yeah, I did all the things at the temple, and I've read all the scrolls. I don't know yet. I don't know what this is. Never seen it.
Gashar hears him talking about this, and he kind of cocks his head, and he thinks back. I was like, well, I've read a bunch of books. So he tries to think about this from a historical standpoint, and he gets an 18, if that helps.
All right. You look at this, and with the structure, you start thinking about what's going on here. And you think that the only thing there's a couple of things that it could be. You know that there are several organizations that use like antlers and horns and stuff like that have been well known throughout some of the Sword Coast area, some ranger groups and some just things in Neverwinter that people use. They put them on a mug or whatever. They're very provincial or very typical commerce things. But this looks old, this place. So you start thinking, well, no, this has only been around for 20 years. That can't be that. You start thinking about what it probably could be. And there is one thing that comes to mind. You remember that the symbol of the horn, the antlers, the black antlers, is the symbol of a deity named Bashaba. Often worshipped by druids, and you also know are worshipped by the Red Wizards of Thay. They are her domain is trickery, misfortune, and bad luck.
She is Timora's twin sister.
I'll say it out loud. It was Bashaba.
Bashaba, yeah.
Bashaba?
Yeah.
I knew it sounded
Bashaba.
Maybe we should have found that missing shield before we came back here.
So Bashaba, as she was also known as, she is an intermediate deity of accidents, bad luck, misfortune, and random mischief, and a member of the Tempest Pantheon. She demands worshippers to keep her bad luck at bay. So eventually, when you are worshiping her, she will throw bad luck at you, and you have to do your best to avoid it. It's quite sinister in her, and she appears as this beautiful woman, but her symbol is, she's also known as the Black Bess, the Lady of Doom, and the Maid of Misfortune.
So basically the opposite of our
What was her symbol?
Her symbol is a pair of black antlers, deer antlers,
But these are silver, not black.
silver inlaid in a black door. Yeah. Well, it's a gray, dark gray door. Yeah.
This, I believe, is the symbol of Bashaba. Bad luck. Who wants to go first?
as he pushes somebody forward.
Gashar sort of sighs to himself, and he'll knock.
Well, that was
Is
polite.
anybody home?
All right, you walk up and knock. Boom, 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 boom. All right, you knock on the door.
While he's waiting for a moment, he'll actually feel the side of the stone, not the door. All right, but like to the left of
Yeah.
that stuff, and just sort of check the texture. It looks fairly rough, like
It's
uneven.
it is uneven and rough when you
Roughly
feel it,
vertical
but it's also it's hard. It's different. It's like it's made out of the same stuff that was made out of that weird tree.
And the walls look like it's the same
It's like a
material. as well.
giant
Yeah.
fingernail building.
Yeah, yeah, or made out of horn or made out of antler.
So very strong.
It's made out of Bishaba's toenails, clippings.
That is unlucky to have so many of those.
She's a god. She could be as big as she wants.
All right, what are you guys gonna do? You knocked on the door, nothing happened.
Oh,
So
let's try and go in.
Yeah, does
Yeah.
it push? Is it a handle? Is it a pull? What are we looking at?
There is
Let's try to
a pair,
open it.
there is a pair of like hand cubbies that, because the antlers are right here, right around the root of the antlers. There are a pair of hand pulls that you
grab
use
that.
to pull the door open.
He'll reach over and sort of slowly reach forward, and he'll grab and pull.
All right, you reach forward and you begin pulling the door open. I would like you to make me a charisma savings throw.
Isn't that your dubstat?
7.
Mhm.
How'd you guess?
That's fantastic. All right, here's what happens to you. You open a door. You are enveloped by this weird sensation. The rest of you see this energy wave kind of ripple out, almost like a gust of wind. It hits him, and he stands. And to the rest of you, he seems perfectly fine. But to Kashar, you feel an eeriness about you. You are now under the effect of Bane.
Oh,
I guessed right in my head.
That is bad luck.
mhm.
Ooh, and you can, as you look inside here, this is what you see. What you see here is some kind of an office or an office space area. You see a desk in the distance with the light barely touching the distance. You see in this area right here are these weird vine type of things, but these vines appear to be made out of that same material that you saw before. And you can see a bunch of tables around that area that have been broken apart. You can see like crates or tables or something broken apart. Right. And here you can see what appears to be a bunch of bones. And here you see a set of steps rising up.
And a petrified man.
And then this weird man that is petrified. He looks to be the same, made out of the same material as the walls itself. He just appears to be
He's like
in a statue, but he's made out of this thing. He's like some kind of petrified man. Now, whether he's really a statue or what, you haven't investigated, but that's what you see.
I don't feel so good, everyone.
Venus will walk in front of him. And he'll start investigating the petrified man. Is this the
I'll go in.
he'll speculate out loud. Is this what's his name from the journal?
All right. As you walk in, the doors behind you close. Boom.
Classic.
The lights go out. Anyone without dark vision is now
Lighting a torch.
All right.
You're talking about Raiden Longwreath? That's what you're asking about.
All right. So what you see in here, let me bring up my information sheet.
Unless we get attacked instantly, like Geshar will just light a torch.
There's a desk that contains writings, as you can see. There's this petrified man standing there. He appears to be this strange creature, but weirdly, as you get closer, you see that he's wearing some kind of a breastplate, armor breastplate. That is not been changed. Like literally, this armor breastplate appears to be on top of this man made out of this same weird material, this same resin or whatever this is that makes out the horn type of material. There is next to him, next to that body, there is an overturned cup, and on the table is also a 1 electrum coin. So to recap, you have the book with some writings, the strange man with this armor over the top of it, a dumped out cup, and an electrum coin.
All of these items hover or glow when you hover over them with your mouse.
What do you want to do?
Waif is not taking a single fucking thing from this place.
Don't touch things around petrified gentlemen. At least not until we've done some proper identifying. But shall we check the second floor?
Geshar goes down and like kneels down next to these weird mines. Does this look like a big growth at the top of the?
Yeah, it is. It looks like it's kind of bundled out and just growing out of the side of this steps.
From my view this way, it almost looks like a face. I'm guessing it doesn't look like a face head on.
No, it doesn't quite look like a face, but it looks like these weird kind of these antler things that are growing out of it, like it's almost like reaching out.
Looks like Goku's hair.
Yeah, or think of like Cthulhu's hands or something like
That's
that,
what I was
reaching out, right?
So everything, the entire desk, everything on the desk, there's nothing, just the coin and the cup are not bone stuff.
Yep. The coin, there's a coin, a cup, there's some papers.
Papers are not.
Yep.
I will go look at the papers.
All right. You open the papers up. It's written in a older, more archaic form of common. It says, "Yes, it is done. My lady, I praise you. Let this temple be here for all time, swallowing those unfortunate enough to stumble upon it. Now my work is done. My life's ambitions have been complete. It is now up to you to decide my fate. Let this coin determine if I continue to work or finally get called home."
He chose poorly. I'm not touching that coin.
Do you read us out loud?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Continue to work. Why is he still here? He did not go home. I think he is continuing to work.
All right. And it is signed at the bottom, Saul Vance, Worm Luck of Bashaba.
Geshar stands back and he takes a defensive stance. Basically does a dodge.
Well, let us keep looking. So girly ghost girl, she came in here, found this place. Who said a mirror? Who said something about looking in a mirror? Is that
She saw
Finis?
herself.
Yeah, she saw herself and died.
So Cameron, did Finis mention don't look for a mirror?
Yeah, don't look at mirrors or reflections.
That is probably a good advice. But let us go upstairs.
All right. And with that, we roll initiative.
Too bad Hema wasn't here. Hey, Hema, there's a coin for you here.
All right. Waif, what'd you get?
22. Shit.
Nice job, Waif.
Natural 20.
All right, Geshar, what'd you get?
18.
Now, does Bane affect your
Not initiative, no.
No. Flander, what'd you get?
13.
13. And Finis, what'd you get?
I also got a 13, but I guarantee my dex is lower, so put me at 12.
12 it is. All right. All right. Cool. All right.
So I'm assuming before we start that this basically happened as I put down the notes, said that, and was about to step away from the table.
Yep.
Okay. So I
Yep.
placed myself there.
Perfect. So you read the note, you explained it, and you set it down. You let go of the note. When that happens, these bones that exist over here that are kind of collected on the floor here, you can see them kind of laying on the floor.
Mhm.
Those bones that are there, they reassemble.
No,
There we go again.
They rise up and into a giant, to you giant, but large creature formed of the remains of something that probably had wandered in here many years ago and now is being used as a tool against you. It appears, if I can hit the layer, boom.
That is terrifying.
Lifts itself up. This massive body, 10 feet tall, with this massive club. However, fortunately, Waif, you get to go first.
Well, that is not Agatha. So
Maybe it is. She is not beautiful.
I know, right?
Yeah, she's not beautiful. I'll give you that much.
I am going to Eldritch Blast. 18.
18. You hit it without it's kind of it's very sluggish in its movement. It's like
For 6 points of damage.
nice.
And I will also move.
All right, you run around the outer edge. Cool. That brings us to Gashar. Gashar, this creature emerges. It just forms. Its bones kind of rise up, and you see his flesh is kind of just ooze out, almost like butter oozing out of out of some kind of a viscous or a little crack. Just kind of fills itself out. You can see this the becomes a zombie of sorts.
So it is more of a zombie than a skeleton.
It's a zombie, right? It kind of just pop. You just go. And it's looking, it's kind of just forming, but thankfully you're much faster than it, so you get to take action. What are you going to
do? I am going to move to the center of the room here, and then I'm going to. I'll do a dodge action, and we'll see if I can waste a round with him.
Perfect.
Prepare for him to come at me.
That is Flander. What are you going to do, Flander?
Hey, Gishar, pick on someone your own size and cast enlarge on him.
All right.
Badass.
All right. You become enlarged.
He roars once again.
All right, cool. Gishar is enlarged.
Now he's taller than the ogre zombie.
If this becomes part of the standard playbook, I would be very happy. Big Gishar.
Giant Gishar.
Finis, what are you going to do?
Finis will run up next to Giant Gishar and cast a guiding bolt.
All right, you cast guiding bolt at the ogre zombie.
Probably won't hit it actually. 13.
You hit it.
Big.
It's moving pretty slow. It's moving pretty slow.
Okay, 13, 14 points of radiant damage, and he has
there you go.
Advantage on the next melee attack against him.
All right. You hit it. You hit it easily enough. It's like boom. How much damage did you do it?
14 radiant.
Oh, you did 14 radiant.
Yeah. Done.
Perfect. All right. That brings us to it. It lumbers forward. Boom. Boom. I don't recall if these have reach anymore.
Imagine
reach 5. It does. Reach 5
now,
feet.
Right?
Okay.
Does Gishar have reach?
I don't. You have to look in. You have to look on the spell. Is a 5. This thing sells a 5-foot reach, so it moves to there. It's going to attack.
Only has 5 feet. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. Gashar. It attacks you.
All right. He's dodging, so he'll be at a disadvantage.
That's awesome. I rolled a 19 and a 5. So on the fact that you were dodging, you easily stepped aside from it. All right, this thing is just. But what I want you to notice is that at first, when you thought that this thing had like skin, it's not skin. It has some kind of its skin is actually formed of little pieces of that antler substance. So it's real bone, but where their skin is, it's this weird antler substance that has been forming it, as if as if it's been cursed in some way.
I think this is cursed. You hear Gashar say.
All right, that was it. That brings us to Waif. Waif, what are you gonna do?
Does it no longer have cover if I'm there?
It's gonna get cover as long as you have 50% of its body being covered by the.
So I can go to there.
Yeah, then you can go there and fire. Right.
So that's what I will do, and I will. Not fine. Oh, it's the first one. 22.
22 hits. All right, cool. How much damage do you do to this thing?
8 force.
8 points of force damage. Nice.
Looks like it's affecting it.
You think so? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you hit the thing, and
I guess it's the next attack roll against it gets advantage, not just melee attack.
Oh,
cool. Well,
you I didn't need it.
You hit it. Cool. That's Wave. Flander, what are you gonna do?
But I could crit, I guess.
I am going to give this tower a taste of its own medicine, and I'm going to cast Bane on the ogre zombie.
All right, take that, ogre zombie.
I think I might go before that. Actually, I don't know if I get.
It goes
Flander.
Yeah,
I think Gashar does go before me.
Yeah. Oh, Gashar does go for you. Go ahead. Thanks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to get any bonuses from that extra Bane. So yeah, he'll drop his torch at this point and take a two-handed attack with the quarterstaff, and
with
then
with the tree that you're holding.
Pretty much, we'll try. It's magical. That always helps. We'll do that, and I'll try to follow through with the kick once again. So 16 points of damage. Oh well, sorry. So I have to subtract a d4 for both of those. So
for is that for your to hit?
That's the Bane that I have.
Yep.
So I have a 16 minus 4, so 12. Does a 12 hit?
12 still hits.
Okay, and then obviously a 16 would hit.
Yeah.
So yes, he does, but he does more damage from being large, right?
You do additional d4.
Plus 1d4.
Right.
Just rolling d4s all over.
D4, yeah.
All right, so the quarterstaff hits for 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And then he follows through the kick for another 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, I gotta. Then 8 points of damage. All right.
Yes. So what did I say? 7 and 8. Yeah, that's correct.
Nice.
And then he will spend a key point to use Step of the Wind to invoke his dash action. Sorry, his oh, that's not dodge. My bad. Go ahead. Patient defense in order to take the dodge action.
Perfect.
Bonus act.
Sweet. Way to go, Gashar.
I take it back. I can't. I spent my bonus action on my unarmed strike, so he does not have that.
Thanks for clarifying. Flander, your turn.
Going to cast Bane on the ogre zombie.
Now, let me ask this question. You cast Enlarge, right?
Yes.
Is that a concentration spell?
Enlarge is a concentration spell.
Right.
Bane is not.
Bane is not. Sweet. All right. So go ahead and do I have a saving throw for Bane?
I don't think you do. Let me double check.
I thought you did last time because I had 3 targets. I think I got a saving
Okay.
Hey, Graham, Bane says concentration on it.
Does it? Oh, I didn't see.
So would you like to cast the Bane spell, or would you like to keep maintaining the concentration on?
Okay, hold on.
That's okay. We can take a look. Let's take a look.
Okay. In my spell list here, it says nothing about concentration.
And it's also possible that you have
It's something. Yeah.
lets you do it
Yeah.
without.
Bane is a first level enchantment spell, duration concentration up to 1 minute. So
Okay,
I'm
we'll keep
guessing
the,
that
okay,
your
we'll,
list
yeah,
is not.
we'll keep the enlarge on him. Sorry, I didn't check it off on my
That is fine. So instead
yeah,
of doing
sorry.
your
My
Bane,
mistake.
no, that happens. Instead of doing
Mhm.
your Bane, what else would you like to do?
Okay, let's see.
You can yell at him.
I, yeah, well, I'll do a vicious mockery on him then.
All right, what's my save?
Your save is 13.
I made my I believe I made my save. It is a wisdom save, right?
Let's see. Yeah, wisdom save, yes.
I failed my save.
Okay. You take 1 point of psychic damage.
All right. 1 point is 1 point. Boom. All right. That
And
brings
doesn't he have
us
You hurt
disadvantage?
my feelings.
Finis, it is your turn. This creature, this weird zombie creature
Literally.
that is covered, instead of being flesh, it's covered in, looks like pieces of this horn substance, this antler substance.
Mm.
It moves slowly. It's just barely, it's just super slow motion as it's rumbling forward.
I'll just try to take a crack with the warhammer.
All
Only
right,
5 to hit.
A 5 to hit?
Yeah,
5 to hit is not enough. This thing's gigantic, but just
bounces off that
kind of
weird.
hit. Yeah, you hit that kind of weird pieces of piece of armor or something it had on it, just kind of glances off of it, not doing any damage. All right, that was finished. That's that creature. All right, Finis, you are its next target. It's flailing around. You don't think this thing has any strategy whatsoever. It's more like just like unleashing fire upon the world.
It just wants life to die.
All right, but I think I missed you anyway. I hit way below 18. I rolled a 5 plus barely nothing. Okay, that is its turn. That brings us to Waif. Waif, what are you gonna do?
Well, rinse and repeat. 23 for 13 points. I blasted again with Eldritch Blast and managed 13 points of force damage on it.
Yeah, you hit the thing hard. It's just boom.
Hadouken.
All right, it kind of rolls off to the sides with all that strength. Now you don't do pushback anymore,
Nope.
but due to any of those special effects, nothing, right? Okay, that brings us to Gashar. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna successfully beat his ass last time. I'm gonna try to do it again this time.
Come on, ass beating.
Got to roll some d4s here though. So I would definitely miss on the quarterstaff. That would have been a
Well, do tell
7.
me what it is. 7? The 7 misses. Yep.
Okay.
But you still should tell me.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. And then I got a 13 on the unarmed strike.
That 13 does hit.
All right. So for that one, he does 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. All right, you hit it. Boom, cracking into it.
Do you see it that it's doing any damage for like? Can I see that it's actually injuring him in some way?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have any type of
Resistance.
resistances that you are currently seeing.
But it's looking damaged.
It's definitely looking
Yeah, I
damaged.
was just remembering the tree was hard to break, right? So
yeah,
it's
for sure.
Just
But you
smash
don't.
it on this thing. It's not doing anything. Really.
But you don't think that this thing is empowered in some way. It's sort of probably just being using the negative energy of this place to generate this to bring this ogre into being. This is probably something that wandered in years ago and probably died, and just they're using it as a tool. Boom. All right. That was Gashar. That brings us to Flander.
Okay, how is Finis looking there?
How is
I'm
Finis?
doing great.
Yeah, you're doing great. Okay.
Nobody's taken anything yet, I don't think.
Okay.
I took one small hit and a little ways back, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you want to do, Flander? This guy, this creature.
Do you have any songs that can inspire us that don't take concentration?
Well, I can give somebody bardic inspiration. I'll give Finis bardic inspiration.
Nice.
Finish. You are given bardic inspiration.
That's not concentration, is it?
No,
No, that I believe lasts for 10
that's
minutes.
just
Oh, sweet.
yeah.
That's go get him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flander went. Finis, it is now your turn. What do you got going on?
So do we still have 5-foot steps?
No.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just
But you
gonna
can take a
move
disengage
there.
action, of course. But-
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
take the action. I'm just gonna move behind Gashar here.
all right, you're gonna get the
Or
attack of
actually-
opportunity on you.
Yeah, you can move not if you are not moving out of his attack range, then it doesn't
Oh.
provoke an attack of opportunity.
Can I move around him like that and get flanking with Gishar?
So you're going
That
from
one
from
low.
here to here, like through this the kind of
Yeah.
circle around it. Perfect. I want you to put your character right here.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
no.
dun.
Uh-oh.
All right. I rolled a 16 plus 4 is 20. As you move into this space, these antler things, they look like they're solid. They look like they're just barely able to move, and you'd think maybe you could move through it with this, with making it difficult terrain. As you round that creature, though, these things suddenly, as you get underneath it, they become animated and they reach forward and grab at you, grapple you. You are now considered grappled.
Okay. I won't continue to move around him then, and I'll just take another swing at him. So 20 on the Warhammer, and then
That
8
will
points bludgeoning
hit without a
damage.
problem. How much damage do you do?
8.
8. Nice. Boom. All right.
Crack him square in the side.
It is their turn. He has 2 opponents to attack. Which one is he going to do? All right, Finis. He's going to attack you.
Because you stepped on his plant.
Yeah, you stepped on his plant, dude. He has
My roses.
All right, I got to see if I have a chance of hitting you. I don't know what his bonus is to hit. Oh, it's a +6. He actually did hit you. He hit armor class 19. All right, he does. These creatures are getting a little higher level, so now they have a little bit better chances of hitting. All right, so he hits you for 5, 10 plus 4, 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Oof.
Boom! The first contact of the night attacking you. It smacks you right in. This thing's kind of holding your arms, and you're kind of moving around, and it comes in with this club-like thing, and it moves down and crushes you right in your abdomen. Oh! Folds you forward.
That's about half an HP right there. That's not good.
That is not good. All right, that is Finis. That brings us.
Oh,
Sorry, that was them. That brings us to Waif.
Okay, before you go on, there's something I just want to check here. There's a little thing that I have here as a reaction. Now, could I do it? Would that count as a reaction to what just happened to Finis there, or just to myself?
No, that could be a reaction to what happened to Finis. What does a reaction allow you to do?
Okay, it's called cutting words.
No,
And
what does the description of it say? Because that might tell you what a reaction is.
Yeah. When a creature that you can see within 60 feet of you makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a damage roll, you can use your reaction to expend one of your uses of Bardic Inspiration, rolling a Bardic Inspiration die and subtracting the number rolled from the creature's roll.
Yep. So that's fine. So so you're going to subtract something from the attack on them?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's my it would be a D6 because it's my Bardic Inspiration roll.
So roll your D6.
Mm-hmm.
Get above a 1 and we're good.
Uh-huh. Okay, and
Are undead immune to being charmed?
3.
No, not in this game.
That's good.
Yeah. But you got a 3. All right, he missed it. All right, and knowing that from now on out, I'm not going to describe. I'm not going to announce what I hit you with. So then you can determine whether you want to use that.
Yeah,
That's the same with Hemo.
Okay, right.
So,
Yeah, you should use it after the creature makes its attack roll, but before the DM determines whether it hits or whether it succeeds or fails.
Yeah. So I'll keep that in mind, but that's totally fine. So you get to negate that damage right now. That's awesome.
Cool.
And we'll go from there. So cool. All right. That was your reaction, Flander. And that was now Waif's turn.
So I critically hit with the 26.
Ooh. Whoa, nice.
Not really. Minimum force, like 6 points of force damage.
6 point. Hey, that's not bad.
Unless my bonus, does my bonus double?
What bonus?
No, it's not. Any
it's just
pluses, it's only dice rolls.
The attack damage?
Just the attack damage,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, cool. You hit it though. I mean, this thing's looking shaky. It's like barely existing in this world. That brings us to Gashar. What are you gonna do?
Rinse and repeat. He keeps bashing this thing as much as he can. but he's going to very likely miss the first one with a 6.
Yeah,
And
that
his
misses. Yeah,
Second hit's a 10.
10 hits. Yeah.
10 hits. Okay. Then for that one, he kicks that. So he misses quarterstaff once again and then swings around and kicks him again for 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. All right. You hit this thing for 4 points. That is Gashara. That brings us up to Flander. Flander, still concentrating on that that
On the
enlarge.
large. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
And you see Finis is kind of in this grapple state.
Okay. If there's anything I can do for him. I could try and help pull him out, but with my strength, that might not help much.
It's all good. I'll stand my ground.
How damaging is your thunder wave?
My thunder wave will do 2d8 thunder damage.
Yeah, maybe not. Okay, never mind.
That's a lot of damage and
That
he
is a
fails
lot.
to save.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys are too close.
Well, you have to fail to save to get moved.
To get moved,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
saying
well,
if you had to, you could always. I'm sorry, this is gonna hurt.
yeah.
Don't resist it.
All right. What are you gonna do?
You know what? I'm going to pull my longsword,
Yeah.
rush in, and take a swing at him.
At the creature?
Attaboy.
Yep.
All right, you run forward and attack that ogre zombie. Give me an attack roll.
Okay.
Drawing aggro.
Okay.
Depends on-
Actually, I think I see your sword already in his side.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Imagine
An
this little
18.
Gandalf running up with these like two massive little dragon thing and the undead.
Yeah. What'd you hit for armor class?
18.
That's a hit. How much damage you do?
1 point slashing.
Nice. You hit it for 1 point slashing. It will take that 1 point slashing and move on. That brings us to Finis. What are you gonna do?
Finis is getting angry at this thing. He will take another swing with his warhammer. He swings for 7. He's going to spend his bardic inspiration. God, 8.
8 hits.
Oh, it worked.
Wow.
Yes. Okay.
Is it-
And he's also going to dump in this. He's going to save that for now. 4 points of bludgeoning.
All right.
Get one of those.
All
That's
right.
crazy.
This thing is just kind of wavering right now. All right. It's going to try to hit one of you if he can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Of course, Flander, the
Yeah,
new
drawing
kid on the
aggro.
block.
Just like
Flander,
the-
you run forward. It sees your movement. It's like a T-Rex. It's tracking your movement. It's going to attack. I hit an armor class of 11.
And guess what? That misses.
Yay.
Oh, no, I apologize. It hit. I rolled a
17.
13.
Oh.
I actually looked at its dex and not its attack. It's a +6. So an armor class of 8, 19. My mistake. I apologize.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Sorry
I
about
got
that.
you. Yeah, he
I
did.
didn't. I read the wrong thing. So
Aha.
it looks like, oh, I missed. And then he's like, oh,
It
no.
happens.
I read the wrong thing in the thing. All right. So, not that high a damage though. 5 plus 4 is 9. Could have been a lot
Oh.
worse.
Yep.
I rolled very low. Boom.
Still
He
9
hit you.
points of
His
damage.
big club
Well, it still hurts.
sliding down. Boom. Flander kind of almost lifted off your feet just by the sheer mass of the thing hitting you. You can feel the air in your lungs just kind of getting forced out. And it doesn't make any movements toward you. It's like almost like a machine as it moves. All right, that brings us to Waif.
Eldritch Blast, because it's been working. 11.
Armor class 11.
Yeah.
That hit.
For 5 points of force damage.
5 points of force damage.
I've rolled minimum
So many
damage
ones.
every time.
A lot of you. This creature's barely up. Gashar, what are you gonna do?
He looks down at
It is Basheba's layer. Damn it.
You're
Keeping
unlucky. You're unlucky. That's just the way it is. You're rolling ones because you're unlucky.
He looks down at Flander and he says, I thought you were supposed to be concentrating on me being big.
Oh, speaking of
I'm
that,
still concentrating.
Why are you
Did you
fighting?
get it? Did you get hit for damage, sir?
9 points.
Yes, I did.
So please make me a concentration roll. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay.
I forgot about it. We keep forgetting.
How much damage was it?
Okay.
Because that's the DC, right?
It's 10 or double the damage taken. What I believe, whatever
I
is
thought it was
larger,
10,
or the
10 plus half of the damage.
I will double
Okay,
check. What's this? It's concentration,
Where
right?
does the concentration roll? Sorry.
Looking up.
Let's look at it.
Everybody go.
We've
get to it first.
yeah.
Whenever you take damage while you're concentrating on a spell, you must make a Constitution saving throw to maintain the spell. The DC equals
Okay.
10 or half the damage you take, whichever is higher.
Thank you. So half the damage would be clearly what's less,
yeah.
so it's 10. Make a concentration check, please.
Okay. A Constitution save of 8.
It's a concentration. What's
Oh.
concentration?
Okay, concentration. I'm not sure where that
It's
is.
Constitution. It's a Constitution save.
You roll an 8.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a roller coaster.
It drops.
In fact,
Or wait, what is
so
it?
much so that he actually shrinks. Shrinks down to normal size.
Yeah. Like fighter gets hit, and
Thanks for reminding me.
He will continue to try to attack, but he doesn't get those nice D4s anymore.
All right, go ahead,
His
Yashar.
first attack with the quarterstaff is 12, which I believe hits for 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
9 points of bludgeoning damage. The creature folds over, and when you hit it, you hit it. It steps back. Its whole body rattles, and it just falls into a pile of bone and stone or whatever the heck its skin is made out of.
No more working for you. Stop working now.
Finis, you are released from your grapple.
Oh. He'll walk over and start just kicking the bits of this guy just across the room.
All right.
In case he tries to rebuild, you know.
For the bones.
Yeah. All right. With that, we're going to stop for tonight. We made some actual cool progress. You've worked through you found Agatha's lair, but Agatha doesn't want to help you because she's forlorn. She's missing some kind of a comb. She talked about looking at herself and dying and she wants to be beautiful. From there, you went north to find this weird temple. You entered the temple where Gashar was struck by Bane. And following that, you walked in, you looked at something on the desk, and when you set it back down, this zombie appeared and attacked you. Didn't cause any permanent damage, but it's just a sign of dangers to come. And here, Bashaba's temple. All right, with that, we're going to end for tonight, and we will hopefully have Hemo back next week, and we will be working on getting an additional player after that from my friend pool. So cool. Let's go forward, and of course, like, subscribe, and all that cool stuff.
bell.
Hit the bell notifications. All right. From that, it was a strange night, but I'll take it. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Till next time.